Hello everybody and welcome to the Natural One for the first time in quite a long time. We're happy to be back. We're happy to be playing in person again after everything that is COVID. But
Corona.
it's been a very long time, and so we're all going to try to jump back into the flow of playing in person again as opposed to playing online. But we are all excited to be back and be playing after quite a long time. You guys at home have missed some stuff. I'm sorry. There's really not anything to be done about it. Yeah, fuck, I don't know. Post comments if you have questions, I don't know. But anyway, so last time, you guys had accepted a quest to travel up to Lothel and collect a group of horses that had been purchased for the King of the Tower. After setting sail on a boat called the Mermaid's Hand, you guys traveled up past the dark swamps and the wild woods, up near the town of Gallet, where you met up with a group known as the Nomads. They basically took shine to you and offered you a place to stay for a little while, in addition for hunting down a group of Yangti that had taken and enslaved a group of lizard folk. You guys managed to track down the Yangti with the help of a trader that was in the group of the Yangti's mists, managed to help free the lizard folk hunters, and slay the beasts that they were busy summoning. After resting at the Nomad's place, you then set sail and arrived in the town of Dragomores, the capital of Gallet. After meeting with the Lord of Gallet, Lord Kanan, a 14-year-old boy, and his cousins, you guys then decided that it was a good point to kind of take a moment to shop around town a little bit, kind of explore some stuff and get the lay of the land after being on the river for a fair bit, and not really having seen civilization since Humulus Hall. In doing so, Kazuya discovered a monk of the astral self, known as Delta. And after focusing himself for a little while and pledging himself to her teachings, he faced his inner demons, and in doing so, unlocked the next step of his journey. You guys then traveled through town, did a little bit of shopping, kind of got some price quotes, and decided maybe not on some things and maybe yes on other things. And then you found a bar for the night. Once you were there, Ronan met a tiefling named Cutter, who was part of this organization known as the Apex Predators, I believe, who are responsible for handling aberrations and creatures of the other planes that bleed over into this world. Taking an interest in them, Ronan immediately pledged himself to their path and knelt, taking a vow, at one point unlocking some sort of sentience in his blade. And I believe that is more or less where we left off there. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and roll the Natural One.
It's your time to fly, or your time to die. Let's have some fun on the Natural One. You can roll the dice if you pay the price. No, we're not done. It's the Natural One. It's the Natural One. It's the Natural One. You've got dragons and flagons and horses. That's your food dragon. You're a titan of fighting in the day or night. It's an amazing story that you all are writing. It's your time to fly, your time to die. Let's have some fun on the Natural One. You can roll the dice if you pay the price. No, we're not done. It's the Natural One. It's the Natural One. It's the Natural One.
Guzzler. And welcome back to the Natural One. So, currently you guys are... You laughed at your own joke, man. I was fine. But currently you guys are seated at a town. Actually, Ronan, you are not. You are currently still in a field.
I am in the fields.
Having recently taken your vows and kind of astonished by this view of a new opportunity, a new world that's begun to open up before you. Zeke, you are currently at the bar. I believe Kazuya is still in the midst of the unnamed shop where he encountered Delta. Lan, I believe you are at the bar as well?
Yeah.
What would you guys like to do?
I would like to ask the barkeep if he's heard any rumors of where I could make a little money.
Okay. The barkeep kind of is a fairly older man. His hair has kind of begun to recede a little bit into his hairline, but it's turning gray. But still has kind of that almost midlife crisis deniability of his age. So he's still very spry, very kind of energy. Moves over. Well, I believe, my friend, there's a number of small people that are looking for different helps and hands here and there in their own tasks. There's a message board towards the center of town and near the marketplace where you should be able to find anyone who's looking for a hired hand that could help do some work.
I appreciate the information. I'll head over there right away.
Now keep in mind, it is still it's early evening, so about 6-7 o'clock at this point. But you could help. You could head there if you want.
I'm going to head there.
All right. So you head out. Oh, let me go ahead and pull up the Gallet map for us, or not the Gallet map, the Draco Mortis map. Oops, I didn't know. No. I failed. I'm sorry.
The band members die.
There we go. That's what I wanted to do.
Let me think
The
of
world
like
plunged into chaos.
The world.
I was
All
thinking
of a
of,
sudden,
like,
sound drowned out.
the literal map being on the table. You roll dice and like rolls through the city and crushes the band members.
We can go ahead and turn on that TV too, though.
I think it's on your guys' side.
Yeah.
That button. Hey. I guessed.
There we go. Draco Mortis. So, the bar that you're currently in is actually kind of towards the back.
How's the second word pronounced?
Draco Mortis. That's how I pronounce it.
Okay.
It's a localized thing. It's like Han Solo. You just pronounce it Han, however you want to pronounce it.
I was wondering where the syllable between, or the letter between the R and the S is coming from.
Yeah, it's local.
Okay.
Your bar is actually towards the kind of this back part of the lit way here, which I believe. Let's see here. I can't
Pull up a map. Look at the name. Draco Moors.
He must be a foreigner.
It's kind of like how the people from New Orleans pronounce it Narlands. Like, they're totally wrong, but that's the way they pronounce it. What are you going to do?
They're
What about
totally
narwhals?
wrong.
Narwhals.
Even if they're from there, they're wrong.
They're wrong. Okay.
Breakfast this morning, I heard a guy call up Missouri, and I just gave him a dirty look.
You dirty
I'm like,
bastard.
motherfucker, get the fuck.
Man, you guys are mean, man.
Anyway, the inn you're currently in is called Falling with Style. So you guys are towards the back of the lit way here, and the marketplace, and the market he's referring to is kind of up here, in
Where they're
between
falling over.
the stacks and the southern gate.
Yeah, that's the band that's playing.
Falling River.
Yes.
So as you head out, and Gallet in general, and especially Dragomors to a larger stance, is very much it's a slightly more upscale place. The buildings are made out of proper stone. They're really crafted with a lot of care, and you can see that there's a little bit more of appreciation for the fact that they're a walled-off city, also in a lake. So they're able to indulge in some finer things, as opposed to just having to focus purely on survival, as some of the smaller areas. But their buildings are taller, they're a little bit more grandiose. There's banners hanging around with the local symbol of the House of Light, which, if you're curious, is actually a yellow banner with a silver lantern on it. So, it's very, very clear this is kind of a proper hall, if you will.
More posh place.
Exactly. It's not pretentious in the way that sometimes the tower is, but it's still very much an actual thriving city where people very clearly have built lives.
Gotcha.
And as you walk around, you see, a lot of people are kind of returning home, closing up. They're beginning to light the blue torches, which you would learn at this point is kind of a deterrent from monsters on the outscales of basically where the bridge on the southern gate leads
That's how I
out.
learned in Terraria.
Well, this isn't
I
Terraria.
know.
But
Or maybe it is.
but you basically see people beginning nightly rituals. Ronan. As you kneel, kind of recently having felt this small wave have washed over you, you see Cutter in front of you, who reaches down to help pull you up,
I'll take his hand.
lifts you up. Welcome to the Order of the Apex Predators, brother. You'll find as you travel there are many beasts, beings, apparitions that have bled over into this world. It is now your mission to hunt them down and destroy them as best you are capable.
And is there some type of documentation I would need to send back to you about these beasts?
He smiles a little bit. We need no proof of your job. Your oath is proof enough. And if you break it, it will be known. But if you wish to have access to certain areas where our organization is known, you need only present this symbol. He hands you kind of a... Essentially think of it as a patch. It's a little sturdier, something that's meant to be carried around but not displayed as opposed to like a seal or a medallion might be.
It's your FBI badge.
Kind of, yes.
Careful, he's got a badge.
Apex predators.
Careful, he's got a badge! Down.
He's got a nose.
Look out, he's got a nose.
Lan, what would you like to do?
Lan's gonna go with Zeke to...
You guys are gonna head to where the message board is. Okay. Right.
Oh, I just got my badge, and now I'm just kind of looking at the badge.
You're free to travel about the land as you like. And whenever the beast is near, you will hear it.
And then I just slay it.
In whatever manner you deem fitting. The impersonal sidebar for a moment.
Sure.
Brass engine,
I was
everybody.
about to say,
Different
sponsored.
city, but yeah.
Brass Engine.
Great for your
No.
TTRPG and fantasy needs.
And later
I still have my inspiration.
is what I'm saying.
I've got
Right.
one.
Neither of mine have been tense.
What city were you thinking?
Both of mine were.
There's something in the place.
I used it for somewhere. What did I use it on?
There's that place where they're doing those horses, right?
To lower something's
We can
resistance.
just do it there.
Okay.
It's fine.
Or is that not
If
like...
that works.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
There is a town in Lawville named Whitehaven. If you wish to show proof of your deeds, you may do so there, and receive a reward for your efforts.
What's it called?
Whitehaven. Spelled exactly like it sounds.
Why it always gotta be Whitehaven?
Well, because Blackhaven sounds like a different place.
What's it sound like?
A different place.
You're digging your own hole.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry, hang on. I found my own foot in my mouth for a second. It is in Lawville.
Yeah, I just don't think online we had this kind of like a...
Community, yeah.
Yes. That's a good word for it.
That's the other reason I was really eager for us to be able to play in person again. As you guys head up into the market, you find many of the stands and shops have closed down at this point. There's still a few vendors out, typically those that are selling kind of more knick-knacky things, or maybe a few instruments, things of that nature. You see that there's a glass blower stand that's still open and operating. But in general, it has begun to wind down, and most of the people are beginning to retire within their homes. Kind of in between two stands, probably with a good 6-foot clearance behind it, and then behind it, which is an alleyway, there is a large message board which several people have pinned different pieces of paper to. And kind of look over, this person wants help moving house, this person, okay, well this person's got a weird thing going on with a rat in their home that they really want somebody to clear out. And kind of looking around, you see somebody from the stacks wants help with a group of bandits that have been extorting their area. The reward for which is... What are you thinking on that?
How many?
I think that's kind of your decision, isn't it?
It is now.
It is now.
So there are 30 bandits.
No, 48 bandits.
There's a legion of
48 and a
bandits.
half.
Actually, the stacks are just bandits.
It's all bandits.
They're just extorting each other. They're all bandits.
Well, I see. And
Let's just go read.
Lord of the Rings, there was
Oh,
10,000
burn it.
10,000 orcs for 300
We're just gonna
men.
claim it for our own.
each head.
So
Suddenly,
250
we
for
now
sure.
call it Draco Moors because we can.
34.
So that's all
Three of
Draco
these
Mortis.
instead
This
of
is
two on
Draco
that.
Moors.
So 250 per head.
Yeah. Our banner is just a middle finger.
There's a group of 3 or 4 bandits, and the bulletin lists a reward of 250 per proof of kill,
Are there any
or
names?
arrest, I should say.
250 per. I'm not
You're
there.
not
Sorry, not there. Not there.
Are there any names or like?
Millions of miles away, Roman's ears peek up. I'm so sorry.
There's
What'd you say?
disturbance in the
Are there
force.
any like names listed or anything?
For the reward?
Like as a description of the bandits?
The bandits are described kind of as they're not. I'm trying to think of what
Ruffian,
there's no name given for them. But they are described as having kind of red sashes across their side, which is a little unusual for Gallic, given that the town color is yellow and silver.
They're swashbucklers.
Maybe. You don't know.
Unclear.
They're not described as having peg legs.
I was thinking the what are they called? Bloodsail Buccaneers. Because they had crimson sashes.
They're generic bandits. They just keep spawning. Look, they're over there. They come through a door that you can't go through. It's just so.
What's your name? Bandit 52.
And it is listed to contact Brom for a reward.
Okay. Okay.
Spelled exactly like you think it is.
Good.
B-R-O-N.
BRHA.
BRM.
HM.
Brom.
Oh,
B-R-O-M.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was BRAHM.
Brom.
Brown.
No.
Braham.
Hey man, I don't know anymore.
It's from a
You are adding vowels to a lot of things. Braham.
Dude, you've watched me read credits before. This should not be a surprise to
I
you.
was not surprised. I just miss it.
Hey, can we
Hilarious
talk
to me.
about everybody's beard at the table?
You
Like
want to go
this,
put the beard?
like this is really the evolution of the beard. Because I'm looking around at you guys. This is fantastic. Okay.
So right now would be proud. We're evolving.
I think all my beard length went into my actual hair.
A little bit.
The locks are flowing.
Shorter,
I find myself
longer.
unable to look away.
Can I just have like a small fan to just sit right here
And just mercer your hair back constantly.
All right, Fabio.
Next time he's gonna
Let's
come.
put an air vent above you.
Next time he's gonna come in a deep V-neck.
Like a really deep V-neck.
And he puts his sunglasses at the bottom.
There you go.
I have some on my. All right,
I
next
believe you.
Friday. Next Friday, I'm gonna be wearing a V-neck and I'm gonna have sunglasses hanging.
There you go. That's the ultimate way to DM right there, with style.
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
V-neck's just down to your belly button.
It's actually just tucked into.
It's not even a V-neck. It's not even a shirt at this point. It's just like a shawl.
I'll just have an unbuttoned button-up that's tucked into my pants.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man, with some tight leather
With
pants
his
on.
sunglasses on his belt.
Oh shit.
As Lan is kind of focused and taking in the information that's listed on the poster, Zeke, you feel a presence behind you. And turning around,
I'm gonna do like the Emperor's New Groove.
turn around, and just as you do, you see there is a gnome girl with long black hair.
So more of a
Exactly. And her lute is currently slung around her back. And you realize this is the gnome you witnessed strumming earlier to a crowd of people. She looks up at you. I was hoping I'd see you again.
What do you mean?
I saw you earlier while I was performing.
I mean, you saw me in that big crowd.
You have a way about you. You understand music better than most people. Most people hear music and they think, oh, what a lovely sound.
I got a bit more to me than just music.
I think so. I was curious and I hoped I would get the chance to speak with you before you left the city.
What about?
I suppose you could say I take an interest in certain people. And right now you have a lot of it.
What kind of interest are we talking about?
Anyone who understands music understands entertainment, and people who understand entertainment entertain me.
Fair. I've been on the sea most of my life doing a lot of different entertaining. Primarily musical, some storytelling.
At which point she kind of cautiously starts to reach out, kind of in almost an asking permission sort of way. And we can kind of trace the tattoos that line your arm. I imagine you have a rather complicated story to tell.
You could say that.
And tell me, your entertainment has been purely limited to the sea.
I mean, it's music and stories, but not all of it has to do with the sea. Most of it. Not all of it.
And do you perform for people in here? On Teratan, I should say.
Done a couple songs and ends. Nothing special though.
You see kind of a happy smile break over her face.
Definitely nothing like with a crowd like yours.
Crowds like mine come with time. And you find people are really not so difficult to entertain. The performance is an art in and of itself. I suppose it's a rare pleasure to find somebody who understands the performance for what it is.
Well, right now I think we're looking to make a little bit of gold, but if you want when we get back, where would I be able to find you?
I have to look up the name of her inn. She kind of smiles up at you. I'll be staying at the Wandering Eel.
The Wandering Eel?
The Wandering Eel.
Wandering Eel. Got it.
That sounds like a good place. That sounds like a fun place to be.
Fair enough. Well, when we get back, I'll head to the Wandering Eel, and I'll...
She
see if I can find
smiles again at you. I look forward to it. It's a place where people can be relied upon to gather in big crowds and yet retain anonymity. She winks at you, turns around
Did I
and
get
gets
your
to
name?
walk. Sophie.
Sophie.
See you later, Sailor Pat.
So be it.
Ronan. As you sit there, kind of imagining your badge that you've recently received, and look up, you see that Cutter has vanished from the area.
I will kind of look around and then make my way back towards town.
As you do, you start heading back to the inn where you guys have previously been. You come across a slightly dazed and confused Kazuya. He's kind of has a bit of a 1,000-yard stare, even more than he normally does.
Extra emo.
And for the people at home, this is Mikey's script that he sent in, so this is exactly what his character wants, undisputable. Definitely got sent in.
On script.
Absolutely. Never anything we're making up.
Getting a hint that this is made up.
Nah.
Insight check.
Add 30.
I'm not lying. Oh, Clue. But you see kind of Kazuya walking up to you with a little bit more of a daze to him than he normally has. And he seems just kind of wrapped up in his own thoughts, but almost out of an instinctual habit, falls into step with you.
Kazuya, you seem like you've seen a ghost. Are you okay?
I think I may have.
Well then. And I kind of start looking around for everybody else. Let us find the rest of the group.
Where did you all go to?
I went into the woods and may or may not have found a cause.
I think I may have reestablished mine.
Seems like we're all getting a lot done in this town.
Not as much as I'd like.
Do I see Lan or Zeke anywhere
You
in
do
our
not.
vicinity? Okay. Where on the map would we be right now?
You actually would have approached the small wooded area would be kind of down here. And so you and Kazia are approaching from kind of the south, whereas Lan and Zeke went up north here. Well, it's not. It's actually west and east, but from the position you see the map.
Okay.
Weast.
Weast.
So I kind of direct Kazia on to the path that we're going to go, which I guess is we would just walk around until we find Lan and Zeke.
Oh, you're guys not going back to the bar?
Uh,
I mean, it's up to you. Where you want to go is where you want to go.
yeah, let's look for Lan and Zeke. Let's stroll a little bit.
So as you guys go, essentially night strolling through town, you see that the guard presence has kind of started to take a bigger role. Nothing overpowering or bearing, if you will, but just kind of a notable, okay, it's night now, we got to make sure that things aren't getting too shifty. You guys are not alone out in the woods. It's still, or out in the city rather. There are a few people here and there, a couple people especially that are enjoying the nighttime stroll, or perhaps having a romantic night encounter, if you will. And it's definitely but it definitely is a feeling of a city that's started to slow its pace, and its citizens have started to retire. The foot traffic has largely died down.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a general investigation check for me.
Ooh, so I should go after these bandits.
I'll say with advantage, since Kazi is with you.
Yeah, I do. I think we can definitely use the gold.
13.
Let's do.
You guys end up walking around really aimlessly, and you find a few kind of interesting looking buildings. You do not find your friends.
The only reason I always memorize his name is because
That moment where you're kind of just standing in the town, you only know where the hotel is, but
Right.
you're kind of just standing up looking around.
You're like, okay, I got a hotel and I got a Subway, and they weren't in either of those places, and
We're gonna look for them too.
okay, go ahead and make investigation checks.
Did you think that
Communicators are down, guys.
do you think she'd be reliable?
Don't got no earrings yet, man.
Zordon. Zordon. I don't think our communicators work here.
I'd like to see, so I watched their interaction, Sophie and Zeke's. I'd like to see if I think she'd be reliable, or like if she was hiding anything.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check.
I just asked him, so he said I'll roll for it.
19.
19?
Arrow.
All right, I will discord you. If I can find my mouse.
The investigation check for.
Yes, for Zeke and, or for Rowan and Kazuya rather.
Do I roll with advantage?
Yeah, just roll
or,
with advantage.
or are you?
Oh, that
proficient?
is actually a good question.
He'd be at least half proficient.
Oh yeah.
So
'cause
I
I
would
am
say-
half
he's a
proficient.
bard.
I am half
I would say,
proficient.
yeah, go ahead and do it with advantage.
Perks of being a bard.
18. Well, is that cocked?
No, that's flat. I can see it from
It's
here.
just.
No, that was definitely cocked.
Was it?
I would read. It was
Yeah, I flattened
almost-
it out and
Yeah.
rolled.
Wow.
12.
Still not bad, I guess.
Okay.
All right, discord.
And if we can't find them, we'll just go back to the damn bar.
And what was your total roll?
12.
Yeah, same thing. You guys kind of walk around, and you know of a Dairy Queen and a McDonald's, and they weren't in either of those places. So,
Get some ice cream.
yeah, just you get a blizzard. just a depression blizzard. Couldn't find my friends, but this cookie don't taste good.
Can I get a blizzard for a silver? I want a blizzard.
Is
No,
there
you're actually gonna-
frozen cream?
Sure. Okay. So
Is
you
there
get, you get,
frozen cream here with a, like, maybe some
It's basically
fruits?
froyo.
The old silkies.
Guys, let's start a business in this city. Call it
Dairy King?
where we sell burgers.
Cold King?
Yeah.
King Cold's Cream Factory.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
That could be two different things.
It could be. There's the daytime business.
I like the way you said that. Was it like with horror? It was with interest.
There's the daytime. There's the front of the building, and then there's
And the back of the building.
This in the front.
There's the
party in
ice
the back.
cream and the nice cream.
D&D, everybody. Oh, I missed this.
Or we can go one step further and call it Ronan's Creamery.
Ronan's flavored cream pies.
Oh, God. Anyway,
The ice cream, the ice is twice as nice here.
Me and Kazi are just gonna head back. We're just gonna retrace our steps and go back to the hotel.
After a group of failed, aimless wanderings through a fairly large city, you guys eventually navigate your way back to the inn. And as you enter, it would be getting later at night, probably 10:30, 11-ish. There's now only a single patron left drinking. And you get the sense that pretty much everybody's gone to bed at this point.
Hey, Ronan. Hey, what's wrong with you?
Kazia is being more Kazia today. He's
I don't know why there has to be something wrong with me. Maybe there's always something wrong with you.
hey, Cos, you want to go kill some bandits?
I could do that.
I'm not. Well, we gotta stop them from extorting people, but potentially killing.
there are bandits.
I guess.
There are bandits in the city.
3 to 4 of them, apparently, extorting people.
Over the stacks.
250 gold per confirmed kill.
You say 250 gold. I am low on gold. There's a good
Doesn't matter.
chance for us to make some coin. 250. That's
Shall we go
fine.
say hello to some bandits?
Yes, we should. Would you like to do it tonight, or would you like to do it tomorrow?
Sooner the better. In the dark, we might be able to get a jump on them.
At which point Kazuya looks around. Well, as only one of us can see in the dark.
You got a point?
Wait, the rest of you cannot see in the dark.
The rest
I'm-
of us
I'm
have
over in the
never been
corner
able to
looking
see
at
in the dark.
Looking at the wall. No, I can't see shit.
That could pose as a problem.
I'm gonna hold up the lantern slowly.
I get it now. Okay.
I guess we can wait till
So
morning.
every time we entered a cave or a tunnel, were you not confused? Were you confused as to why we were suddenly smacking into shit, or did you just not?
I thought you guys were just investigating intensely.
At first.
But now it all makes more sense. So, no night hunting for you.
Well, I'm not really sure bandits are morning risers, so we can always just do it in the morning, first light.
Sure, the morning is fine. It's still 250 gold per head, right?
Per proof of kill.
Per head is what I'm getting at.
Or stash, I guess. They do wear red stashes.
Whatever we can manage from the bandits is what I'm getting.
Whatever the proof is.
And who put this post up?
A man. Well, we need to see a man named Brahm in the stacks.
Okay. Then tomorrow morning we will make our way to see Brahm in the stacks.
And I guess. Do we have rooms rented?
You guys have rented a single room, which is all they had, and it has 3 beds.
Okay.
You three may have the beds. Since I only require a few hours of meditation, I will go ahead and kneel for the night. Is that fair?
I definitely appreciate it. Let's get some sleep then.
And we take a long rest.
Once we make our way up to the room, I am going to cast Alarm.
Oh.
Okay.
Smart idea.
So as you guys enter the room, you see Ronan pull out a long spool of kind of a silver wire, which he begins weaving around the door and around the window, muttering incantations as he does so. Length, I believe it takes 10 minutes to cast?
1 minute.
1 minute, I apologize.
And it lasts 8 hours.
All right.
And then once I'm done with that, I will start slowly removing most of my armor.
Darn a winner. I'm not sorry.
Is there any moonlight in this?
There's a large window which the moonlight is spilling through.
Okay.
Brings up a good point. What is the moon situation? Do-do-do-do-do-do.
I'm gonna turn into a werewolf for you. Just kidding.
Only half, depending on the moon.
This is all very true. Plot twist, guys. Slowly
And it's
losing.
weird too, because it's like his right leg, his left arm, his right leg. It's a lot. It's painful. It's painful to see.
Sorry, the internet's being a little slow.
A new NPC idea for my Bloodborne campaign. That's a new NPC idea for my Bloodborne one shot.
Help!
Oh, please.
Oh God, kill me!
Kill me, please!
Edward.
There's one specific
Edward.
NPC I can't wait for you guys to meet in the Bloodborne one shot.
I'm so glad you're so excited.
I'm looking forward to that character. I don't know if you've seen what he can do, but
I'm gonna look into it more.
All right,
this
well,
week.
I'll let you know what the
This
moon
week.
situation is if I'm able to, because the internet doesn't want to right now.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you go to sleep?
I am going to pray.
All right, go ahead and make a religion check for me.
I am going to face plant into my pillow and snore.
I think it's just your PC, bro.
It's always like that when I come over here. I don't know what that is, because it never does this at home. This is just something it does every time I come here.
21.
21.
Was not
you're
expecting that
so
sound.
happy to be rolling in person now.
I am extremely happy to have real dice back in my hand.
You
No,
could have
everyone's
used
happy
real
'cause I
dice
can
the
roll.
entire time.
No.
It was a
no.
self-inflicted punishment.
See,
Best
now everyone's
time.
happy because I can roll on this and you can
Okay,
roll
so
for you.
Everybody's winning.
Mhm.
It's a win-win-win.
Why is it?
Can I see your mini?
Okay,
Wanna
it's
trade?
not showing me my moves.
I'll show you yours. You show me mine.
Of course.
Other way
I
around.
hate this, dude.
Yeah.
It never
I'll
does
show
this.
you yours. You show me mine.
This one seems.
Oh, yours looks good.
Like I said,
The
it's just every
face
time I
is
come over here,
rough.
my PC does this.
My face. That face. Yours does too.
I'm probably gonna repaint mine.
So,
Yeah, you were saying you felt kind of rushed last night.
Yeah, I'm gonna repaint mine.
See if Firefox is better.
Yeah, yours looks good. Yours looks like a guy who's gonna sell you some shit. You have insurance? I don't. Do you have my insurance though?
Nope. It's just
That's badass.
Send me the link.
I like the tentacles.
Well, you won't have
So
those.
how that one's like
Oh,
wrapped around the
yeah.
that.
You have to
that
restore
really
it from-
fucking cool.
That's the link.
Bronze.
Oops. Sorry, Mike. That wasn't for you.
I can feel that. That's badass though. I like it. Good job on the paint too.
But anyway, so as you hunker down and pray, Ronan, you kind of see a moment of four maidens surrounding you. And they appear to kind of encircle you, moving around and around and around you as you pray. And then they stop hovering, looking at you. What would you like to say?
And what's floating around me right now?
Four maidens.
4 maidens. Do I recognize these maidens?
One of them you do. One of them is the Maiden of the Blue Moon, who you've spoken to a couple times.
Okay. And the other 3 are just new to me.
Yes. There we go. Currently, by the way, the red moon is nearly full, the blue moon is half full, and the violet and purple are nearly full. Or the violet and green, rather.
I look at the maiden that I do recognize. I've taken an oath to remove aberrations from this plane. I hope this does not offend you.
Amina, who is the Maiden of the Blue Moon, smiles down at you. You've taken an oath to destroy other beings. And in doing so, you've shown yourself to be of passion and drive. Mind that you never lose your mind in this. And then they sort of swivel, and the maiden in a violet dress stands before you. I am Mika.
M-E or M-I?
M-I-C-A.
Does Mika ever relocate?
No.
Okay.
I am Mika.
Sometimes.
Your vow will require you to protect the beings of this plane. You must show care and compassion for them. In doing so, you will unlock the truest desires of your own heart. Once again, they swivel, almost as if they're on a turntable, if you
Like
will.
a lazy Susan?
Kind of.
Okay.
You're staying centered, and they are just spinning around you. And the maiden in a green dress stands before you. My name is Vivian. I am the maiden of the green.
I'm just gonna leave this book open.
Your path has the opportunity to lead you to great wealth and power. See that it is not something you squander. Once again, they turn, spin around you, and a maiden in a blood red dress stands before you. I am Bella, the maiden of the Red Moon. Your path will make you see much battle. Mind that you see yourself victorious. And they all simultaneously swoop in, and one by one they kiss you on the cheek, before vanishing in a speck of light and dust.
Kisses from home goddesses, y'all not ready yet.
You have some white powder in there?
You guys see Ronan just sitting in the corner with a needle in his arm.
Oh, that'd be so fucked up.
Guys, I'm a paladin. No, you're not. You're a drug addict.
You have a problem, sir.
Surprise. Drug addict warlock.
Running around with a wooden spoon going, smite!
Eldritch blast your shit.
Should run at people with needles.
You're an artificer pretending to be a
That's a
paladin.
terrifying
Divine smite.
character concept. My next character is just
An
gonna have
artificer
needles
that-
that just stab. They just stab
Just
people
be
with
an
needles.
artificer that says paladin things.
Lan, as you drift off to sleep, you find yourself
That's spooky.
standing as a child, and familiar shouting reaches your ears. And in one swoop, you're reminded of all of the feelings you once held. And a combination of disgust and terror fills you. And you sit terrified, just knowing how much you want to act and how much you want to move, and find yourself completely unable to do so. And you hear your mother's voice. And as she screams, you find yourself instantly sitting up in your bed. And for far too long a moment, the scream still exists in your ears. You spend a little bit of time looking around, find no one else in the room. The alarm spell is not triggered. Windows are still bolted shut. You manage to sit down. And slowly, you find yourself coaxed back to sleep. Still sweating, still just feeling a panic and a nervousness flood through you. And it's a higher elation than you felt in quite a few years. For everyone else, your night passes without incident. You all gain the benefits of a full rest. Any spells or hit points you've lost, they are returned to you. You all wake up in the morning.
Would I have noticed anything about
This would have been during your trance.
Okay. Also, I was high. You were also high.
You wake up to find Ronan Steedle sticking out of your arm.
Not again!
Guys.
Who keeps sticking me with these dirty needles? Gosh darn it.
Damn it, now I have the HIV.
Just make sure you get Kazuya with a couple of them.
Oh gosh.
We all know how much he wants to be high again.
Why do you think his eyes are red?
Because he's already. That's his secret. He's
already
always high.
But you guys wake up as dawn's first light is peeking through the window.
Let's go get some breakfast.
Lan, are you okay?
Yeah, I just didn't sleep very well. I need some coffee.
Breakfast before murder is always good.
Breakfast.
How about breakfast before justice?
Sure, yes.
Breakfast, let's have a little justice for desserts. We'll get our just desserts.
Touche.
I prefer breakfast before vengeance.
Before vengeance.
You hear from downstairs.
You guys, you guys head downstairs, and there is sausage and eggs being prepared, as well as coffee, or meat for those who may want a hair of the dog.
Ronan loads up on eggs and sausage.
Okay.
And coffee.
As does Zeke.
As does Lan.
As does Kazuya. She kind of looks over, does a quick count. That'll be 5 silver, please, for the meal.
I hand it over.
Okay. She smiles at you, pockets the silver.
I'm quiet.
Alright. Do you guys enjoy the meal, which is adequately prepared? It's pretty high quality considering just the city you guys are in
No
and the
problem.
area.
Pretty sure this is the first thing I bought for you guys, so.
Still appreciate it nonetheless.
What would you guys like to do?
Shall we go get our bandit game on?
I believe we shall. And where's the stacks located?
Oh, I gave her a gold. She give me 5 silver back.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever we get up to leave, I'll leave.
Yeah,
an
they can
additional-
make change.
I'll leave an additional silver down.
Oh, okay.
Up at the stocks, north part of the city.
And then once we receive or bring proof of defeat, are we staying here another night, or did you guys want to leave?
Depends on how this goes.
Okay.
Because honestly, I was thinking about getting myself a closer range weapon just in case fights get close and personal.
Understandable.
So this gold can help with that.
At which point Kazuya just lets out a long sigh. Are we really gonna stay here another night?
There's always a possibility, Kazuya. I was just posting the question. And then
Fine.
I will take a dagger and sheath off my hip and hand it to Zeke. But until you get your weapon, hold this.
Well, I appreciate it, but I already have a dagger.
Oh, then I will take it back and put it back on my belt.
But thank you.
And then I will walk up to where the waitress,
Yeah.
okay, and I will give her also an additional 3 silver to keep our room booked for us in case.
Okay. She smiles. Says, "All right, the room will be ready for you when you guys return."
We appreciate it. And what was your name?
My name, I wrote it down here, and then I instantly got rid of the fucking thing.
You have to write your name down. You okay
Apparently, I
with
do.
this?
My name is Teresa.
Teresa?
Teresa.
Teresa. Okay.
Taresa.
Teresa.
Again, it's localized.
Thank you, Teresa.
Have you never seen the way Graham spells his name?
Graham. I know, but that's a very normal spelling for Graham.
No. That's not the way Graham spells it. It's Graeme.
Oh, yeah.
Raheem.
Graham.
Graeme.
He is Graham.
Green.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you. What name should I book the room under?
You can book it under Zeke.
Jeez, Mom. Ah, well, see you tonight, Zeke.
We're a local performing band.
She raises a slight eyebrow at that. Sure, okay.
Zeke and the boys.
Is it BOI?
We're sort of on tour. Not even a big deal.
you probably never heard of us.
We're local. We're a local thing. From the South.
You say to a local, what, you guys are visitors?
Speaking of which, would you happen to have any bands playing or anything like that? Any kind of entertainment happening in the bar?
Not in our bar specifically. There are some, traveling merchants and stuff that always like to play. As I hear it, the city's currently being visited by Sophie. Rather talented lute player in her own right. But as far as our bar specifically, no.
Fair. I've had the pleasure of hearing her play. She's pretty good.
It's something everyone should get a chance to hear at least once.
Let's go say hi to these bandits.
To the stacks.
Yep, and we're gonna head north to the stacks.
Right? And as you guys head up, it's kind of apparent once you get to the stacks that it's a little more ramshackle. It's not unkempt or poorly made, but it just isn't given the clean, fresh feel that a lot of the rest of Dracomortis has had. It's very much more practicality. The buildings are stacked higher, and the living spaces are somewhat smaller than the rest of the city. And you can tell this is more of an effort to conserve space than a military advantage or anything else. It's okay. It's more expensive to build out what built up. Kind of the same logic that built Chicago ultimately.
Do we know where we need to go in this once we get to the said stacks?
Do I remember where?
I'd say we just ask
host
for.
talked about where Braum was staying.
Those did not say where we're staying.
I just ask around to see if they know where Braum is.
Is there any like vendors near us or anything?
There really aren't a whole lot of vendors. There are a few shops, but there aren't like street vendors.
I'm just going. Is there anyone standing around?
There are a few people standing around outside their houses and the like. Typically, you get the sense these are either people that don't have a place to be in most of the day, or otherwise might be taking part in some illicit trade.
Yeah, we'll look for the friendliest looking one.
Go ahead and make an insight check for me.
I'm gonna help them look.
All right. Are you proficient?
I'm Bard.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all you can really say at that point. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
So do I have
Advantage, yes.
Ooh, thank you. 17.
17. You take a little bit of a look around, and the people here are extremely guarded, actually. You get the sense this is kind of more of the less information given, the better. Instantly kind of an impression of this is not where people use their real names very often. And as you kind of look around, you eventually find what appears to be a somewhat older woman sitting on her porch with a long hood draped over her face. She doesn't appear as distrustful as the others may be.
Is she just sitting there?
Yes.
Does it look like she's breathing?
She appears to be alive.
Okay. Madam.
Kind of looks up. You see, now a look of confusion comes over her face. Madam, I'm not a lordling from some hall, boy.
Neither am I. I just like to show respect where when it comes to the elderly. But I'm looking for a man named Braum. Do you know where he is staying?
At the name of Braum, you see her eyes widen. I might. And what would this be regarding?
The posting he posted in the town square. I think that's where we found it.
He posted on the posting.
She looks around for a moment,
I deserve that.
and then lets out kind of a soft... And you hear the sound echo down the street, just... go down a few corners.
That was mighty impressive.
After a while, the sound is echoed by other people.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
He's really good at whistling.
At the
Not
sound,
having teeth really helps.
like,
I don't know why you think she's like an old crone. She's just a slightly older woman. I'm not talking about like not a 90-year-old grandma sitting on the porch here.
With an extremely good whistling skill.
Exactly.
She's proficient in whistling.
once the first whistle is echoed from her, then after the first one is echoed on the street, I'm going to look around to make sure that nobody's coming up to try to.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm also looking for anyone with red sashes.
Both of you go ahead and make one.
16. No, 17. Sorry.
You take a good look around. A lot of people are looking at you, but no one appears to be approaching you.
14.
You see no red sashes.
I gotta say, I'm glad you're not one of the noble type. They get on my nerves really quick.
I don't really care for people that can't stand being dirty more than an hour before they have to have their boots licked and cleaned by everyone around them.
Oh, that was
I guess that
specific.
makes us two peas in a pod then, because I'm the same way.
Nice to see at least one person doesn't have their head all the way up their ass in your group. After a few moments,
I try to see it from some of their points of view, but I can't stick my head that far up my ass.
a ferret comes running up to you, Lan, with a note in its mouth.
Thank you, sir. And
To the ferret.
The ferret immediately looks around and then runs down your arm and sprints off into the darkness.
I open up the letter and read it.
The letter's an address, which is about 3 blocks away from
The
where you guys
ferret goes,
currently
"Oi, fuck off, mate!" Just runs off.
are. Actually, I'm a girl, fucker! Sprints up.
Alright.
Lan is instantly, I don't know if I like this place.
Let's go to, this is an address, I'm guessing, to Brom. Thank you, ma'am. And we'll be on our way. And I also flick a silver at her.
She catches it out of the air.
And not to her, at her.
You have a good day. We start heading toward the address.
Alright. And as you do,
One at her.
the
They're
streets...
like shot putting a silver at her. Yeah.
Just knock off her feet.
As you guys head to that address, the streets grow more and more vacant, and you find there are less and less people standing outside their houses until you turn a corner and find the street empty. And the house down there has a single lantern lit outside of it. Other than that, the street it would be dark except that it's sunlight out.
I have my hand on my dagger,
Okay.
just in case, and my shield out.
I'm gonna cast Comprehend Languages, just to make sure that if we hear anything going on this alleyway, I can understand it.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, alright.
I wa-
Personal sidebar for a moment?
I basically walk around like Captain America with my shield out.
I walk behind you.
Heathens!
Walk out, ready just in case, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm flinging.
It is a language.
Oh wait,
Someone
no.
pokes their head out the window, you're just like, BAM!
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh God, it's watering my flowers. Sorry, sir.
Totally
guys
missed
are-
what just happened.
Yes, yes, you
I think
did.
Ronan just killed an old man.
You're talking about how he's gonna walk down the street like Captain America. And just at the first sign of anything happening, I was like, yeah, just some random person pokes their head out the window and you just BAM!
Throw the shield at him.
Mjolnir, go!
I was just watering my flowers, sir.
You don't have to be a dick!
Files a complaint against you.
You're not getting your shield back!
Now I've got a warrant for my arrest.
Some asshole's throwing shields at people.
Oh, that's the word.
The Sokovia Accords all over again.
Oh man.
So as you guys head towards this single lantern street, you find it odd. There is a lack of any apparent presence around you, which is a little disconcerting because really since you've entered the stacks, that has not happened. And it's even disconcerting. You keep peering over your shoulder because you feel like somebody must be watching you, but there's never anything there. What would you guys like to do?
Keep my head on a swivel
see Ronan's head just
Security camera style.
Sparky all over again.
This isn't disconcerting at all, if I must say so myself. As I'm just kind of like peering into every empty window.
I definitely can't see how I found out of this, but I believe.
Ronan, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I was just about to give him bardic inspiration. Son of a.
I will allow it if you were gonna do it.
Okay, I was literally like that was my speech into giving him bardic inspiration.
Okay. I will say you have bardic inspiration if you would like
Thank
to
you.
get on this.
For that, I would use the Scanlan die.
The Scanlan die, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Do it, baby. Nat 1.
What am I making? Perception?
Perception.
17. Sorry, 17.
Bit of a difference there, buddy.
And I'm gonna use the bardic inspiration. What is it?
D6.
D6.
Throw a D6 on that bitch.
That brings us to 22.
All right.
Good shit. Damn, that was a good roll.
You will have a whisper come in a moment.
Hello, dice. It's been so long, and I am back now.
I can't spell.
Mama.
What are you doing over there?
Just having a good time with my dice.
I see that.
Enjoying the fact that he gets to roll his dice.
Oh. Did everybody's phone go off at the same time?
Nope, just yours.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. You guys watch Ronan take his hand off his dagger and then pull out his sword.
As you pull out the sword, Ronan, and your hand touches the hilt, you hear a voice in your ear.
Oh, I've got a comm set now, guys.
I'm gonna follow suit.
You are FBI.
Since I saw him draw his sword, I'm gonna draw my crossbow.
Get to that in just a moment. As you pull out your sword, Ronan,
Okay.
you hear a voice in your ear. Be mindful, boy. No one or anyone might sneak up on you out here.
These windows, this alley, this block. This is a cover. This is an illusion. Land, which house is it?
Look at the address. Is the one with the lantern? Yes. I point at the lantern.
Is that the only one that's not covered in illusion, or is that one covered too?
Too far away to tell.
Stay close.
And what I mean by that is, as you peer inside the windows, is what you notice. Like, behind each window is an illusion.
Yeah. And I will slowly move forward towards the house with the lantern.
Okay.
I'd also like to check for traps,
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
because I am paranoid like that. Investigation.
I wanna look
Making
up
our
at the-
players paranoid. We're so good at this.
I wanna look up at the rooftops. Make sure there's no one looking down on us.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Alright.
19.
19. You do not see any traps.
Okay. How far away am I from the house?
Maybe a good 50 feet or so.
50 feet or so. Okay.
12.
12. The roofs appear empty. It is a little disconcerting being where you are, like, as the buildings are still tall here, they kind of block out some of the sunlight. So this alley is darker than it would normally be. Or it's a road, I should say. It's not an alley, but...
I'm still just cautiously moving forward until we get to, I guess, is it like steps up to the door, or is it just...
There's like 2 or 3 steps up to the door.
Once we get within that range...
I don't know if you guys are gonna get this reference, but it reminds me of the alley where the black cat is in Dragon's Dogma. The forging.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Where they do the forgeries and whatnot. That's
Kinda
the
like that.
image that I'm getting from this.
Not too far off.
Cool.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
What you do? The door. You hear it actually unlatch, and then swing open, but you see nobody moving it. And you hear a low voice. Come in.
I just roll on in then.
Yeah.
As you do, you guys enter into what appears to be a fairly lush room. There's actually a large fireplace lit in the corner, and there is a large circular table that's inladen with a tablecloth with several fine tassels, what appear to be kind of almost strung gold hanging off of it. Sitting at the further end of the table away from you right now is a man with a long white beard and hair that's pulled back into a ponytail. His clothing isn't fine. It's certainly not anything close to noble clothing, but it is well fitting, mostly dark. And you can kind of see around his face there are a few laugh lines, a few wrinkles. So he's started to age a little bit, but he's certainly not an old man. Not in his 80s, kind of more maybe late 50s or so. He kind of slowly passes his eyes over each of you. Please, sit. And with the snap, 4 plates of food float in and rest on the table in front of him.
Fancy tricky out there. I'm gonna go sit down.
I'm going
Believe
to.
me, I have many tricks.
I'm going to sheathe my sword, keep my shield out, and ready in action.
You're sheathing the sword?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm going to.
What are you readying in action for?
Chromatic orb, in case
What-
anything.
what are you
Oh,
waiting?
in case shit goes sideways and this is a trap.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down with.
Okay. And Zeke, are you sitting down?
Oh yeah. I was the first one to come in and sit down.
Gazia kind of looks around warily, sits down with you. So, it's not often I'm sought out by outsiders. How can I help?
We're here about that posting on the bounty board, or the request board.
I have brought proof of the deed.
We're wondering if we could have some more information on where to find these bandits.
I don't have much information, but what I have is at your disposal. What would you like to know?
Just where we can find them.
As I understand that they've made a habit out of extorting business from many of the stands and shops in the lit way.
I guess we can go talk to the shopkeepers then.
Is there extortion stopping you from doing anything?
The extortions mean that there's less money to be charitably donated to the locals or the stags. The less money the rich have, the less money the poor receive. That's something I wish to avoid if at all possible.
Then why the magic inside the houses? The illusions.
I prefer to make sure that I am not surprised. And that allows my men to keep an eye out without being erstwhile discovered.
That's fair.
Makes sense.
It's a nice defensive strategy when you're inside of a city like this. Can't blame me for that.
And how long has this been going on?
Oh, let's see, it's been a few weeks now since I've heard of these extortions taking place. The guards have looked into it, but they're largely incompetent.
I feel like I've heard that before.
These extortions, are they threatening bodily harm or the shop, or what are they doing to get the money?
As I heard, it's largely threatening damage to the local goods and trade. I wouldn't be surprised if there were shopkeepers that had been physically threatened as well.
And you said there are 3 to 4 of them.
As I understand it, yes. It's hard to pin down an exact number.
Why so much for the head?
I very much want them gone.
What kind of proof would you require that they're gone?
Anything that lets me know they won't be a problem anymore. If I could receive a public news of their arrest, I would also accept that. The guards are not very good at preventing crimes, but they know how to keep people from preventing more.
With that being said, do these funds come out of the funds for the stacks?
They come out of my pocket.
That's fair. One more time, where'd you say these bandits were extorting from?
For many of the stands and shops in the lit way.
The lit way. Alright, we have a lead. Shall we go talk to some merchants?
The next time you see us, we will have proof of the...
And I'm sorry, just for clarification, is anybody eating the food?
No, I did not eat any of the food.
Okay.
I'm still...
Oh, on the table?
Yeah.
I would've.
Okay.
Good bucket.
You find it is actually quite delicious. It's been prepared very nicely. It's not a high quality food, a high quality meat rather, but for what it is, it's been prepared wonderfully.
It's quite delicious. Did you make it yourself?
No, I'm afraid I'm quite useless in a kitchen. I have a friend who's rather skilled in the art of cooking. He makes sure that I do not go hungry.
He's definitely got an art to it. It's delicious.
I'll make sure he knows.
We will come back with proof of the bandits being stopped. That shall be the next time you see us.
Well, then I'll make sure everyone gets paid and everyone is happy.
And has anybody else reached out to you about this contract?
There have been a few, perhaps overeager, but you seem competent enough.
So then we have a deal.
If you complete your end, I will see to it that you are paid.
I walk up to shake his hand.
He smiles and grips your hand, and it's fairly firm. He's not perhaps quite as strong as some others might be, but he's not frail by any standard.
Well, I definitely appreciate the early lunch.
I find too many people make meals a dangerous or treacherous thing, as the rest of your friends seem to see. But good food is something to be enjoyed amongst friends. He kind of salutes you with a goblet, which he then drinks a little out of.
I'll return it and also take a drink.
It's actually a pretty high quality wine.
God, this guy's looking like a boss in the slums.
Surprised you guys aren't drinking and eating this. That's good stuff.
We appreciate your hospitality,
I appreciate your business.
Sir Brahm. And then I will make my way for the door.
Do I sense? Can I tell if he has like some hidden motive behind us stopping these bandits?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
That's how Land died.
13.
Seems everything you said is honest. You don't see any
You know who Braum reminds me of?
motives behind it.
Pillars of Divinity, the dwarf boss.
Lothar?
Mm-hmm. Lothar.
And as you guys begin to head out and open up the door to leave. Oh, and Ronan. I'd be careful about flashing your badge too often in the stacks. Certain people might not appreciate it as much as others.
I kind of just stop at the door. I appreciate that information. And I turn the handle and walk out.
Alright?
Well, or Landwell.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab one last thing off the plate of food and stick it in my mouth before I run out.
Yeah, I just
No, you see him instantly grab a couple of olives and just...
Yep. And then run out the door with them.
come back for the plate. No, I'm just gonna take this. I'm just gonna take this.
I'll bring the plate back.
Just grabs a couple of olives. Plate.
Good food, Mr. Bomb Boss, sir.
Opening his bag up and shoving everything in there.
It's like at a buffet, you just open up a backpack. Search stuff.
Well, my friends aren't gonna eat it, but I'll eat it later.
I'll take their plates too.
The butters. I'll just take the spreads too.
Pouring the fucking wine in there.
Grab like 15 complimentary mints.
All right,
One of the travel shampoos.
Yeah.
and I think that's where we'll go ahead and take a break for a bit.
Take a
Take a 20-minute, 15-minute break or so.
Oh shit.
We'll be back and we'll see you guys when we return.
In the northeast corner of the world lies the kingdom of Terratun. It is a varied land full of lords and ladies, where your word and your vow are given out with greater care than gold and silver. There are a total of 16 different lands, each with a main hold and with several bannermen who are loyal to them. While some of the lands are larger or richer than others, each carries a great history and prestige with it. Dark and difficult to traverse, the Dark Swamps are a wild and murky land. Here, beings such as the furbolgs and turtles do well and thrive in the natural swampy land. The majority of beings in these swamps have to build, work hard, and adapt fast in order to survive. However, given the circumstance that led to the acquiring of the Dark Swamps, most who live here hold it in very high esteem. Any who can make it in these lands for a full year are considered to be made of sterner stuff, and respected by those who know physical battle. Lord Wilhelm was gifted the swamps by the Lord of the Riverwood family at the time, when he helped root out and destroy the last of the traitor Alistair family, who held the swamps at that time. He has been determined to make something of them ever since, and to end up in his good graces is considered exceedingly difficult. Dragon Tongue is a harsh land with extremely sharp, rocky ground that's difficult to traverse for anyone who is not an extremely seasoned traveler or familiar with the terrain. To make matters worse, the land has several fissures that spread across the ground that are suspected to be part of a large lake of lava just beneath the surface. Regardless, it is always extremely hot here and can exhaust those unused to such conditions. As such, those who live here are hard and battle-ready by and large. Most everyone born here is either a hunter or a gatherer, as food and fresh water are difficult to come by. That considered, those who are able to cast magic are held in high reverence here. The lands are currently led by a red dragonborn warrior who goes by Spark. He is extremely suspicious of outsiders, and it can be difficult to gain his favor if he feels slighted. However, if his culture is respected, and he feels he is being treated with the same respect as any other lord, he can be kind enough to visit her. Galat is often considered to be the sole honest kingdom left in Terratun. It is run by the Light family, and the only place where no vengeance or war is allowed to be waged. The Light family spends much of their time attempting to make things equal, whether it hurts their own forces or not, believing in equality and justice above all else. The land itself is very fair, with a lake in the middle that is always perfect for swimming or sailing. Upon the island in the middle is Draco Moors, a large hall with a grand table, capable of seating over 40 individuals that are all able to be heard in equal measure by a process of a spell within its walls. The Licht family tends to look down on forms of bootlicking. Gifts and compliments might bring disdain if you are not already a friend of the family. However, good deeds and an honest reputation can put one in good graces before having even met them. Lord Kanan is an adventurous lad, recently turned 14, and desperate to prove that despite his young age, he is a capable leader and warrior. He is often kind to royals who treat him as an equal. However, if he feels mocked or made less of, he can grow to be hot-headed. The Kragnag Range is a series of cities within the shadow of a vast mountain range, boasting several expensive gems and ore. Many hope to retire within its territory because of the low-cost economy and breathtaking landscapes. However, within the past few decades, there has become a growing unrest between the majority of the workers and the ruler of the Kragnag Range. While there are a number of dangerous creatures within the confines of the land, there is a skilled god presence who are capable warriors. It is home to many of the dwarves within the land of Terratun, but is in fact not run by a dwarf. It is run by Ares Evier. Ares is now an old man, grown fat and lazy on his throne, and is a master manipulator. Still, he is increasingly distracted with his distant cousin's romantic inclines towards William Hart, a scrappy soldier in his army who has a habit of ignoring orders he finds stupid. Evier often enjoys receiving expensive gifts, but is extremely hard to actually gain his trust. The Lost Islands are a series of islands in the northwest corner of the world, often cold and windy. It is most well known as being the burial site for most of those in Terratun, consisting of hundreds of thousands of tombs and crypts. It is largely enchanted to ensure that necromantic practices and experiments are not performed on those who rest here. There are a few housesteads, such as the Kaporis Hall to the north.
However, in general, it is a very quiet place, built for people to safely mourn and visit those who have moved on. Some say that the island is cursed or blessed, but most just consider it a place of rest. The Colwell family is very old and currently ruled by Lady Evelyn, who is very interested in unique weaponry and watches over her islands, much like a hawk, keeping an eye out for those who might seek to perform evil deeds. She is well known for her unique whip-like blade. Home to the more skilled farmers and horse lords of Terraton, Lothel is a land full of long, tall fields and gently sweeping hills. It is a home to many who prefer to work hard as opposed to having a cushy lifestyle. The people here are generally honest and caring, and they have little patience for politics or legal issues, preferring to let common decency and the law of equality run things over controlling government. There is some concern among the locals over the Coral Hunt, which is a long, winding cavern full of strange monsters and beings. However, many of the young men consider it a rite of passage to track down one of these monsters through the hills and kill it when they reach adolescence. Lothel is currently run by Christina Woodway, who is made particularly famous for helping drive back the monsters that inhabited Tugenia. She is said to be a wonderful horse rider and capable fighter. As such, she and her horsemen are considered exceptionally dangerous anywhere where horses can maneuver easily. It is said there is no mount alive that can match a Lothelian steed. Covered in strange, dark clouds that persist even on a sunny summer afternoon, Nyanetta is considered to be a safe haven for any who have goals and ideals they'd rather were not made known in public. However, that being said, the Talma family usually has little patience for anything that would cause large-scale pain or damage to the common man. As such, there is a mutual respect amongst any who do business within the country. Any attempt at robbery or poor dealing can be made punishable by death. Many who spend their lives in the shadows or look to get lost choose Nyanetta. However, if another kingdom is chasing you down for past crimes, they may refuse to accept you. Currently, they are ruled by Lord Neldor, and while he certainly has strong principles, it can be hard to tell exactly what he does or does not find acceptable, and seemingly random things can set him off even to the point of occasionally attacking someone. Obsidian, the small island kingdom, sits in the shadow of the nearby earthen plain, and is full of people who prefer an adventurer's life, and those who would dare to take the paths less traveled for promises of adventure or treasure. The people there do have to work hard, with everyone being expected to pull his or her own weight to help keep everything running. But whatever fever may grip them, or whatever quest they may wish to take, they are encouraged to do so. It is also said to be a very wealthy land, with many spending time among the Path of Fire, daring to walk the burning coals to prove themselves, though no one ever seemingly returns from this venture. As such, visitors can sometimes be put off by the seemingly odd life of the islanders. They are somewhat slow to trust, but are willing to share what they have with the often exhausted and sea-tired adventurers that reach their land. Obsidian is currently ruled by Lord Roderick, and he is in favor of working with the other kingdoms, especially the Lost. This has given them a set of powerful ships, said to be some of the strongest in the world, often bearing crews of 200 or so men and women. Rage of the Gods is said to primarily consist of a large island in the middle of a lake of lava. Many of the older generation give respect to the legendary Dragon of the Magma River, said to spread throughout the entire kingdom. However, many nowadays do not believe in these rumors centered around this supposed dragon. The dwarves who have been running the land for over 400 years swear by its divine powers, and there may be something to it as they breed unrivaled warriors. Strength and power rule strong here, and a man who is capable in battle is often more respected than somebody who has a full coin purse. Of course, you can recognize talent and hold your drink, it certainly won't hurt. The Rage of the Gods is currently helmed by Lord Barshon, who spends most of his days in Archdale as opposed to Maryport, preferring to pray most of his days and problems to the Dragon of the Magma River. Founded by the oft-thought insane goblin Garrot, Sapphire Shores is flowing with liquid magic and set on a beautiful chains of island and beaches. Sapphire Shores is home to many new and untested forms of magic, not readily available to those who study in the rest of the world. Therefore, the Lord made two Warforged and transfigured his own son Wix into a Verdin, a fate shared by a few of the goblins who lived in the City of Glass. As such, many don't really know what to think of Sapphire Shores, and it has become something of a haven for both freaks and those who appreciate the beautiful and the odd. Many think of themselves as more advanced or accepting than the other lands, and many beings such as tieflings or goblins find an odd acceptance from the locals, provided they don't break its laws. Still, even in the course of the law, it is a very forgiving and understanding land. Lord Wix, who is extremely physically changeable, is a mix of a fun jest and a symbol of acceptance for his people. Wix spends much of his time out and about among the locals, often focusing his time with the younger children or adventurous creators on the land. There is no guard presence here, rather the locals form watches all their own and protect one another. If you are there, you are considered family. The Shadowed Forest is a kingdom consisting of huge, sprawling woods for which it was named, and saved by a set of Tabaxi brothers. It is now a considerably hostile and dangerous place after the wild Trent betrayed and killed Lord Ice 12 years ago. While those outside the forest are able to live a normal life during the daylight hours, they must spend their nights vigilantly on watch and wary of evil creatures that may set upon the towns. Those within the forest itself have it even harder, often having to rely on liberal uses of the alarm spell, not to be surprised in the middle of the night. However, those that live here see their efforts as noble, protecting the rest of the world from the darkness of the night. Lord Snow holds his father's murder against the forest itself, and the hostile attitude he holds against it has hurt the local trade. However, the Lord is not alone in his anger, as much of the locals mourn the loss of the Tabaxi Lord they had over a decade ago. The Shattered Ice is a frozen tundra. Once rumored to have properly belonged to the frozen wasteland of the water plane, it is now a collection of villages and stone towers that were built to withstand the frigid temperatures. Those who live here are either more comfortable in the cold and recluse, or hope to utilize the cold in some way. While many creatures do poorly in such frigid temperatures, there are those creatures who revel in the lower temperatures, and they provide a very real danger to any who get lost in the wilderness. It is ruled by a strong family of orcs who believe in either the trial of blood or banishment as a punishment. It seems harsh, but it means that grudges and slights are forgotten fairly quickly. Despite the harsh punishments present, Lord Mackinac is an uncommonly caring orc, often seeing to the care of smaller villages or families before taking care of himself. He's also an extremely skilled warrior, rumored to fight polar bears unarmed and unarmored. A strange land, once holding a great fortress, and now a collection of broken and jagged pillars standing out against the surrounding area. The Shattered Isles are often suspect for those who travel here, and it is neither a pleasant land nor a wealthy one. It is dark and hard, favored by those who can go nowhere else. Its greatest achievement is not actually due to the lords at all, rather the family of dwarfs to the north of the kingdoms who forge ships and cargo to be traded for the island's income. Much mystery surrounds the ruling family of the Kenku, due in no small part to their peculiar method of speech. Silent and often thought of as cold, Lord Catskull is caring to his subject, but extremely difficult to talk to without being examined and made uncomfortable. As such, many people prefer never having to meet the bird-like being. A huge and sprawling metropolis, and easily the envy of many places around the world, the Tower is a bustling and busy place, where any number of beings and races and skill sets are found. As such, it is a haven for those who function well in crowds, or like to disappear in a group. No one is considered out of place in the Tower because everything is so unusual already. Beings performing odd actions or talking to nothing are relatively commonplace. Bands and minstrels exist everywhere, and even shady shopkeepers and street musicians are commonly found. The Riverwood family, currently run by the very proud Lord Marcus, oversees the kingdom of Terraton as a whole in addition to the Tower. As such, it is common to see the Evier family helping out, considering that Lady Alyssa was an Evier before marrying into the family. The Wild Woods are a strange and magical place. Many who feel the pull of the arcane like to spend time in this place, save for the wizards, who prefer to study at the Tower or the Unbroken. There are a great number of fey creatures here, and the leaves eternally rise instead of fall. Many claim the forest to have traveled to Terraton straight from the Fey Wilds, although no one can properly explain how that might have happened, and has become home to a great many of the elves who appreciate the woods or their own kind over the stone cities of men. It is currently run by Lord Harold, who spends much of his time attempting to repair the relationships between the Bronwyns and the rest of Terraton, given the recent acts of ex-Lord Kola. The Unbroken is a magical land where few are brave enough to traverse and even fewer to return. There are a few maps of the location that have been obtained by those who manage to travel over the land, but they may not be entirely accurate, as no one is truly brave enough to go back for a second chance. There are a great number of ruined cities that lay across the land, where there may or may not be inhabitants. The only proper occupants are the members of the Underborn family. They wear purple and white robes, and have strangely glowing purple eyes, which are some unknown effect of the arcane energy that courses through them. They consider the need for physical weapons a weakness and a factor of lesser being. Their leader, Lord Edgard, is as secretive as the man before him, and the man before him, and the man before him, and so on. Nothing is really known about the Underborn or their history, as they refuse to release a family tree or a notable history of events. It is not even known exactly why they wear the purple masks, as it may be to hide their true identity. In the northeast corner of the world lies the kingdom of Taratun. It is a varied land full of lords and ladies, where your word and your vow are given out with greater care than gold and silver. There are a total of 16 different lands, each with a main hold and with several bannermen who are loyal to them. While some of the lands are larger or richer than others, each carries a great history and prestige with it. Dark and difficult to traverse, the Dark Swamps are a wild and murky land. Here, beings such as the furbolgs and turtles do well and thrive in the natural swampy land. The majority of beings in these swamps have to build, work hard, and adapt fast in order to survive. However, given the circumstance that led to the acquiring of the Dark Swamps, most who live here hold it in very high esteem. Any who can make it in these lands for a full year are considered to be made of sterner stuff, and respected by those who know physical battle. Lord Wilhelm was gifted the swamps by the Lord of the Riverwood family at the time, when he helped root out and destroy the last of the traitor Alistair family, who held the swamps at that time. He has been determined to make something of them ever since, and to end up in his good graces is considered exceedingly difficult. Dragon Tongue is a harsh land with extremely sharp, rocky ground that's difficult to traverse for anyone who is not an extremely seasoned traveler or familiar with the terrain. To make matters worse, the land has several fissures that spread across the ground that are suspected to be part of a large lake of lava just beneath the surface. Regardless, it is always extremely hot here and can exhaust those unused to such conditions. As such, those who live here are hard and battle-ready by and large. Most everyone born here is either a hunter or a gatherer, as food and fresh water are difficult to come by. That considered, those who are able to cast magic are held in high reverence here. The lands are currently led by a red dragonborn warrior who goes by Spark. He is extremely suspicious of outsiders, and it can be difficult to gain his favor if he feels slighted. However, if his culture is respected, and he feels he is being treated with the same respect as any other lord, he can be kind enough to visit her. Galat is often considered to be the sole honest kingdom left in Taratun. It is run by the Light family, and the only place where no vengeance or war is allowed to be waged. The Light family spends much of their time attempting to make things equal, whether it hurts their own forces or not, believing in equality and justice above all else. The land itself is very fair, with a lake in the middle that is always perfect for swimming or sailing. Upon the island in the middle is Draco Moors, a large hall with a grand table, capable of seating over 40 individuals that are all able to be heard in equal measure by a process of a spell within its walls. The Licht family tends to look down on forms of bootlicking. Gifts and compliments might bring disdain if you are not already a friend of the family. However, good deeds and an honest reputation can put one in good graces before having even met them. Lord Kanan is an adventurous lad, recently turned 14, and desperate to prove that despite his young age, he is a capable leader and warrior. He is often kind to royals who treat him as an equal. However, if he feels mocked or made less of, he can grow to be hot-headed. The Kragnag Range is a series of cities within the shadow of a vast mountain range, boasting several expensive gems and ore. Many hope to retire within its territory because of the low-cost economy and breathtaking landscapes. However, within the past few decades, there has become a growing unrest between the majority of the workers and the ruler of the Kragnag Range. While there are a number of dangerous creatures within the confines of the land, there is a skilled god presence who are capable warriors. It is home to many of the dwarves within the land of Taratun, but is in fact not run by a dwarf. It is run by Ares Evier. Ares is now an old man, grown fat and lazy on his throne, and is a master manipulator. Still, he is increasingly distracted with his distant cousin's romantic inclines towards William Hart, a scrappy soldier in his army who has a habit of ignoring orders he finds stupid. Evier often enjoys receiving expensive gifts, but is extremely hard to actually gain his trust. The Lost Islands are a series of islands in the northwest corner of the world, often cold and windy. It is most well known as being the burial site for most of those in Taratun, consisting of hundreds of thousands of tombs and crypts. It is largely enchanted to ensure that necromantic practices and experiments are not performed on those who rest here. There are a few housesteads, such as the Kaporis Hall to the north. However, in general, it is a very quiet place, built for people to safely mourn and visit those who have moved on. Some say that the island is cursed or blessed, but most just consider it a place of rest. The Colwell family is very old and currently ruled by Lady Evelyn, who is very interested in unique weaponry and watches over her islands, much like a hawk. He keeping an eye out for those who might seek to perform evil deeds. She is well known for her unique whip-like blade. Home to the more skilled farmers and horse lords of Terraton, Lothel is a land full of long, tall fields and gently sweeping hills. It is a home to many who prefer to work hard as opposed to having a cushy lifestyle. The people here are generally honest and caring, and they have little patience for politics or legal issues, preferring to let common decency and the law of equality run things over controlling government. There is some concern among the locals over the Coral Hunt, which is a long, winding cavern full of strange monsters and beings. However, many of the young men consider it a rite of passage to track down one of these monsters through the hills and kill it when they reach adolescence. Lothel is currently run by Christina Woodway, who is made particularly famous for helping drive back the monsters that inhabited Tugenia. She is said to be a wonderful horse rider and capable fighter. As such, she and her horsemen are considered exceptionally dangerous anywhere where horses can maneuver easily. It is said there is no mount alive that can match a Lothelian steed. Covered in strange, dark clouds that persist even on a sunny summer afternoon, Nyanetta is considered to be a safe haven for any who have goals and ideals they'd rather were not made known in public. However, that being said, the Talma family usually has little patience for anything that would cause large-scale pain or damage to the common man. As such, there is a mutual respect amongst any who do business within the country. Any attempt at robbery or poor dealing can be made punishable by death. Many who spend their lives in the shadows or look to get lost choose Nyanetta. However, if another kingdom is chasing you down for past crimes, they may refuse to accept you. Currently, they are ruled by Lord Neldor, and while he certainly has strong principles, it can be hard to tell exactly what he does or does not find acceptable, and seemingly random things can set him off even to the point of occasionally attacking someone. Obsidian, the small island kingdom, sits in the shadow of the nearby earthen plain and is full of people who prefer an adventurer's life, and those who would dare to take the paths less traveled for promises of adventure or treasure. The people there do have to work hard, with everyone being expected to pull his or her own weight to help keep everything running. But whatever fever may grip them, or whatever quest they may wish to take, they are encouraged to do so. It is also said to be a very wealthy land, with many spending time among the Path of Fire, daring to walk the burning coals to prove themselves, though no one ever seemingly returns from this venture. As such, visitors can sometimes be put off by the seemingly odd life of the islanders. They are somewhat slow to trust, but are willing to share what they have with the often exhausted and sea-tired adventurers that reach their land. Obsidian is currently ruled by Lord Roderick, and he is in favor of working with the other kingdoms, especially the Lost. This has given them a set of powerful ships, said to be some of the strongest in the world, often bearing crews of 200 or so men and women. Rage of the Gods is said to primarily consist of a large island in the middle of a lake of lava. Many of the older generation give respect to the legendary Dragon of the Magma River, said to spread throughout the entire kingdom. However, many nowadays do not believe in these rumors centered around this supposed dragon. The dwarves who have been running the land for over 400 years swear by its divine powers, and there may be something to it as they breed unrivaled warriors. Strength and power rule strong here, and a man who is capable in battle is often more respected than somebody who has a full coin purse. Of course, you can recognize talent and hold your drink, it certainly won't hurt. The Rage of the Gods is currently helmed by Lord Barshon, who spends most of his days in Archdale as opposed to Maryport, preferring to pray most of his days and problems to the Dragon of the Magma River. Founded by the oft-thought insane goblin Garrot, Sapphire Shores is flowing with liquid magic and set on a beautiful chains of island and beaches. Sapphire Shores is home to many new and untested forms of magic, not readily available to those who study in the rest of the world. Therefore, the Lord made two Warforged and transfigured his own son Wix into a Verdin, a fate shared by a few of the goblins who lived in the City of Glass. As such, many don't really know what to think of Sapphire Shores, and it has become something of a haven for both freaks and those who appreciate the beautiful and the odd. Many think of themselves as more advanced or accepting than the other lands, and many beings such as tieflings or goblins find an odd acceptance from the locals provided they don't break its laws. Still, even in the course of the law, it is a very forgiving and understanding land. Lord Wix, who is extremely physically changeable, is a mix of a fun jest and a symbol of acceptance for his people. Wix spends much of his time out and about among the locals, often focusing his time with the younger children or adventurous creators on the land. There is no guard presence here, rather the locals form watches all their own and protect one another. If you are there, you are considered family. The Shadowed Forest is a kingdom consisting of huge, sprawling woods for which it was named, and saved by a set of Tabaxi brothers. It is now a considerably hostile and dangerous place after the wild Trent betrayed and killed Lord Ice 12 years ago. While those outside the forest are able to live a normal life during the daylight hours, they must spend their nights vigilantly on watch and wary of evil creatures that may set upon the towns. Those within the forest itself have it even harder, often having to rely on liberal uses of the alarm spell, not to be surprised in the middle of the night. However, those that live here see their efforts as noble, protecting the rest of the world from the darkness of the night. Lord Snow holds his father's murder against the forest itself, and the hostile attitude he holds against it has hurt the local trade. However, the Lord is not alone in his anger, as much of the locals mourn the loss of the Tabaxi Lord they had over a decade ago. The Shattered Ice is a frozen tundra, once rumored to have properly belonged to the frozen wasteland of the water plane. It is now a collection of villages and stone towers that were built to withstand the frigid temperatures. Those who live here are either more comfortable in the cold and recluse, or hope to utilize the cold in some way. While many creatures do poorly in such frigid temperatures, there are those creatures who revel in the lower temperatures, and they provide a very real danger to any who get lost in the wilderness. It is ruled by a strong family of orcs who believe in either the trial of blood or banishment as a punishment. It seems harsh, but it means that grudges...
Welcome back to the Natural One, where rock hard gummy bears were eaten during the break.
Mistakes happen.
You are braver men than I. All right. So, exploring through the lit way. What would you guys like to do? That came in a little louder than I meant to do.
Yeah, let's just look for a merchant stand.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
The Reese's are fine.
I'm glad the Reese's
Those
are
have
fine.
been there since longer than the Kit Kats.
Classic. That's why I.
They've been here about 3 months.
Longer than that. Those were one of the first ones, I believe, because I brought those, and they were one of the first ones I brought.
Yeah, so like 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, I'd say 6
So they've
or 8
been here
months.
since 2019.
They came out.
I thought you were going to say 1990.
No.
I was like, what the fuck?
They came
I was
out
trying
of
to
birth
think,
canal with them.
my brain was trying to think of a way to say like 19 as a
They were what I
like
brought with me
yeah,
into the
but
world.
You just ate his brother. Okay.
Heading to the lit way.
Anyway, D&D.
Stay lit.
Oh, those.
I miss this.
Interesting.
This is the reason I wanted to be in prison, man.
In prison.
So
Or that.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check for me, Zeke.
Okay.
me?
Zeke.
I said I wanted to look for a merchant.
While he's looking for a merchant, does anybody look like they're scared or they've recently been? Oh, they're doing the TM stuff.
You know the best way to draw them out, right? Someone who's extorting. You just start extorting their people. They're extorting, and then you hit them where they're money.
It's not a bad idea, actually. If I could spell this line.
What was your question?
Do I see anybody who looks like they've recently been bullied or punked?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Punked.
Actually, probably closer to insight.
Oh yeah, 5.
You see a few shops. None of them seem like they would stick out being naturally better targets than anywhere else.
Okay.
17.
17. More people seem generally focused on their businesses. No one appears like they're falling on especially hard times.
Okay. Is anybody picking anything up?
Not so far.
Is there a conglomerate of like shop owners or anything together?
I do.
Sorry?
Is there like a conglomerate of shop owners talking or?
I didn't think it was the right. I thought. Oh, is that?
Me know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought that was the scan. Oh no, the scandal
Is
one's
it
the.
calling you or something?
Apparently, it's brightly colored. Sorry, I'm cursing as Percy died. What's up?
I'm sure it'd be difficult to get a different outfit.
Is there like a do I see any shop owners that may be talking to each other, like trying to whisper
No,
to
it
each other?
being
saying
early
out of
morning,
sight?
most of them are more focused on their shops themselves, actually getting them set up or welcoming in their early customers.
You and I got both buckets.
Okay. What's the
Kazuya looks around,
Silver tongue.
and his head actually snaps into a hanging sign. You see him just kind of... Fuck.
Okay.
Kazuya head bunted a sign.
Oh, okay, okay.
It was in the script, Mikey.
Hey, bro, I'm out. I'm out on that. That ain't gonna do with me.
I rolled a 1.
What's your plan? Try harder to that.
I was thinking if we can put on a red sashes, we would also.
Sorry, I just like you're exasperated. You're not allowed to touch that one.
Or if we could visit a clothes shop and get some.
I am going to.
Let's see if these two have any bad ideas.
Fair.
Say that again. Okay.
So what you guys want to do?
I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
I'm going to write my book.
Okay. Go ahead and use your whisper channel. Zeke, anything?
I like how his connection to his dark deity is called the Whisper Channel.
Dissident whispers.
It's the Whisper Chanel, okay?
I'm not woke enough, I'm sorry.
Was there anything you wanted to do, Zeke?
Yeah, I'm actually waiting to see.
I almost put water all across this when you said that. That was good.
Glad you appreciated it. Waiting to hear back from him.
Ronan is just keeping an eye out now at this point to see if anybody who looks like they shouldn't be here is kind of like going into different buildings or going from building to building. If there's one specific person going to each store, I guess, or get each merchant or vendor.
Let me see what he's got.
Can you spell that word?
I.E.
Okay. Spell check didn't want to tell me.
I've got a bit of an idea. If you want to go along that same path, I reckon a brush that'll allow me to cast Disguise Self once.
You have what?
It's called my arcane licorice. That allows me to cast Disguise Self once and that's consumed. Or it's the equivalent of casting Disguise Self.
Lan's writing a whole autobiography in that book, man. He is.
You've seen him write in that book a lot.
Yeah. Man, if only I was a rogue.
It's actually kind of weird. Like, as often as he seems to write in the book, he seems to still have space to write in that book.
I can't wait for him to publish it so I can read it. Man, these pages are just blank.
For back, Lan, this book has never had a single thing written in it.
What are you doing? Using a inkless quill on this?
Literally just has a quill he's never once dipped in ink.
Yeah, just.
You actually have to use blue light or black light to see the.
Did you actually
word.
write that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
I think we should use your.
So we could
Ronan asked if there was anyone like in specific going in each shop or.
I apologize. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Let's go back to this one. 12.
12. No one that sticks out to you.
I'm gonna dip into this dark alley here for a second.
Okay.
So just make sure no one comes after me.
I can do that. And I will go to the entrance of the alleyway and stand there and look nonchalant with my shield.
Kazuya sighs and pushes you out of the way. I will do that. You go stand somewhere else.
I will go stand 3 feet to the left of Kazuya.
Just looks at you exasperatedly. You realize you don't blend, right?
I am not here to blend. I am here to stop extortion. Then I will walk across the street.
So I'm going to shapeshift into a more muscular, tanned guy with curly black hair and like a big old black beard, like a real gruff type. No tattoos, a lot of scarring, and then eat that arcane licorice to change my wardrobe into a like a swashbuckler-esque look with a red sash.
Okay. So moments after stepping into the alley, you see a figure walk out, huge black beard, scars all over his body, with what looked to be seafaring clothes and a bright red sash across his chest.
Shall we be on with this investigation?
I just shouted, Gazia, look out!
Because he just eyes you.
Come on,
What-
Zeke.
why?
Go.
Right.
It takes a few seconds to Ron is like, magic. Yes, understanding.
So where are you going?
I'm just gonna follow them, like, do the whole kind of act while they walk around talking to merchants. Act like the bouncer almost,
Okay.
the tough guy, the muscle of the group.
Does anybody look like they seem fearful when they saw him in the red sash?
Make an insight check.
I'd like to help.
Okay. You may either make it with a advantage, or you may both make it however you want.
What do you want me to do?
It's up to you. What do you want to do?
I'll do advantage. So what are we? Insight?
Insight.
Yeah, I'll take the 13.
There seems to be a little bit of a reactionary fear, and then a little bit of confusion.
Who has the reactionary fear?
Most of the shopkeepers have. It's kind of an instinctual. Oh,
The first person I see that makes that face, I'm just gonna walk up to and talk to.
okay.
Excuse me, ma'am, sir, ma'am.
It is a man. Yes. It's
Man?
actually a male tabaxi.
Okay.
Who has several different rings in his ears, and you can see his clothing appears to be fairly foreign, put you more in mind of kind of a tropical or a beach garb, if you will.
Oh, he's got on the Hawaiian shirt. Got it.
No, more like loose-fitting silks
I'm
that are
gonna cross
designed
my-
to be
I'm
worn in
gonna
the heat.
Cross my arms, stand right behind him, and do like one of these. Just see what it's
See,
like.
the ears pin back, and he kind of like very ready for the.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I couldn't help but notice, you seem to do some pretty good business here. When's the last time you made a payment?
I am paid up, I believe. I have already spoken to your friends.
Have you now? And I grabbed my dagger and put it under his chin. And when did you speak to my friends?
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder. It's not time for that yet. We just need to put the dagger down, and we'll. They know the threat is there. You don't have
roll
to
it,
make
Percy
it too
die.
open.
See?
I don't want to talk about it. Alright. I spoke with him last week.
And is this the one you spoke with? And I kind of thumb point back to this guy.
He looks up at them. I would say all you brutes look the same to me, but my mother told me never to lie to an idiot.
I press my hand against his chest and then lift the dagger, or use the dagger to lift his neck up, or his chin up.
Alright.
I'm gonna try.
Well, then I need you to roll initiative.
Let's fucking do it.
While this is happening, I'm gonna look around and see if anyone's reacting.
Several people are watching with a vested interest. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
17.
17. You go first then.
Cheeky fuck. Do we all roll initiative or just him?
Do you all want to be involved in this?
No, I don't.
I just don't know if I'm going to be involved since I have this look.
Natural 20 on the perception.
That's just fine. Alright, do you want to describe it?
So,
You would go first in the initiative order. We'll get to that.
combat is technically happening, but you would see with your perception, in through the door comes 2 just hulking Goliaths wearing the same red sash that you just disguised yourself as. Didn't we just pay him a visit?
Look, I thought we just paid him a visit, but clearly we haven't.
What's going on here?
I look at the tabaxi, and I kind of lean, like, I try to get close enough where I can whisper to him and he can hear me while I have my dagger under his chin. Do not make any sudden moves, friend. We are here on behalf of an invested party who's trying to snuff these guys out.
You feel a set of extended claws poke into your stomach, but he doesn't actually push it.
Are those the 2 that have been harassing you?
They have been here a number of times, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna join combat, but I'm gonna ready an action for if one of the Goliaths does something aggressive.
I'd like to do the same thing.
Okay.
I'm going to use my whole action, bonus action, free action, whatever, to continue to talk to this tabaxi real quick.
You have 6 seconds.
Go back inside, close the doors, try to get everybody else away from this. We're going to put this away for you.
Good luck.
And what all do I got left? Nothing?
That'd be about it.
Okay.
So the 2 Goliaths are just looking at you and at each other in a lot of confusion.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand there, arms crossed, one eyebrow raised, just watching them.
Why does he look different?
Maybe no recruit?
Oh, you're in a recruit! Go ahead, make a persuasion check.
Will be deceptive.
Yeah, I was just
Or
about to
deception, I
say.
apologize, you're absolutely right. Sorry, it's been a few months since D&D.
I'm gonna help him.
Okay. So advantage on what are you gonna do to help him?
I'm gonna. Yeah, your master was the one who told us to bring him.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make your deception check with advantage, Zeke.
Alright. I can't believe how this is all playing out. Okay, well that is a 19. I forgot to roll with advantage, so give me just a second, I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I know, I'm horrible.
Type faster.
I'm trying. That's a 29, that's a natural.
Yeah, I was in the
Did
chat
you
waiting
really?
for
You
it.
did a natural 20.
That's 29 on my deception check.
Your eyes look at each other. Well, it's good to meet you. What's your name?
Gungan.
Well, Gogan, I'm Og. That's Grog. This is our little brother Steve. Mom always liked him least. You see kind of a third, smaller Goliath. Still about 7 foot tall.
2.5 bandits? Sorry.
Kind of.
Does he also have the red sash?
He does.
Okay.
Does it look like they're walking out of a shop?
They appear to kind of more be coming down the street.
They do appear to have a hefty sum of gold on them.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I think we already hit this goal.
Sorry, I was trying to just show him how it's done a little bit. We got a little rambunctious, but we're settling down now. You wanna head back to the base?
Who's the little guy?
He's helping me learn the ropes. Kind of learning from him.
I was hired to find recruits.
I don't see no rope.
He's,
Yeah, that's
he's more in
so I can
disguise.
stay undercover to.
That makes sense. I was going to say I didn't see no rope, but
We are the
Gumps didn't say anything about that.
well, no. Well,
more need to know basis.
but we need to know.
Now
And
you
you're
know.
right.
He's
Right.
right.
That was perfect.
That was so great, man. I couldn't say in character with that. That was that movie. I couldn't have scripted that.
Because we are the muscle. He's just helping me be the muscle.
He does smarts.
Exactly.
We need more smarts around here.
I bet he don't say very smart.
How dare you?
I'll just look. It's nothing personal.
I sang your praises the other day
What did you say my praise about?
in the bar.
You were
We
drunk.
we were both drunk.
We were drunk.
Welcome to the team.
Thanks. I've been part of the team. First time meeting you. You want to lead the way?
Well, we've got a few more positions we got to hit up. You can't go back and behind the boss don't like it.
I understand.
Never fought with grumps.
Not recently.
No, I'm saying never fuck with him.
Oh.
It's a little bit of advice for a new recruit.
Never fuck with
You
him.
also shouldn't mess with him. You don't like
Grumps.
that either.
Grumps.
Gay. Gay. G. Gay.
That's it. That's how you're supposed to do
G-R.
I guess that'd be the local.
U-U-L-S-H.
I guess that'd be the localized spelling of
Oh, man.
Can you spell that again?
I get gay and G mixed up.
We're not so hot on the letters.
Would you guys spell that one more time?
G-R. U-U-M-S-H.
U-U-S-H.
Gotcha.
We're not so good at the letter part.
This entire time, Ronan. Did they see Ronan with his dagger to the Tabaxi's throat? I guess.
Yes.
As I pulled the dagger back, and the Tabaxis went inside. Gungan, I'm sorry. I got too carried away. I did not realize we had already been here this week.
Learning from
Well,
him.
go ahead and make a deception check for me.
Okay. Deception. Do I got some love in deception? See what I did there? 7.
Can I use my card friend?
If you'd like to.
You can use inspiration on each other.
I 10 to that.
Okay, go ahead and give us the card, please.
What was your roll?
7.
7, so a total of 17. All right.
That one. Yep. Okay.
Good move. They look at each other. I was going to say, he didn't name his sash. But if he knows it,
He's a small one.
he's a small one. So if he knows it, it's okay. I was worried.
Always trust the smart ones.
Always does.
That's
Well,
what we've learned.
we learned it the hard way. What's your name then?
My name is Carrie.
He's a bigger man than you, Carrion.
He is. I have not earned my sash yet.
Is that why you don't have the beard?
That is why I do not have the beard.
I was going to say, you could have the beard.
I don't have a nice as beard as you. Do they have beards?
Goliaths are hairless.
So as I get to the point where I say I don't have a nice as beard as him.
Well, he's got a right beard.
Got a nice beard, doesn't he?
I didn't know small people like beards.
Sometimes.
He's so smart.
It's dependent on who I'm talking to, really.
We're learning so much today.
It's good day.
Really is. Was you about to rough him up?
I didn't realize he had already paid though. But I was
Right.
gonna rough him up.
Right.
He
Cool.
paid us 1, 2.
Oh, don't even bother. It was a lot of gold.
It was, how many days ago?
7.
Well, it wasn't yesterday. It wasn't yesterday.
You owe me a sody.
I think I've learned a lot. Should we head back?
No,
We got another place here up, don't we?
I think so.
I think so too. Do you think so?
I didn't hear what you said.
I think we got another place we got to hit up on the way
You
down.
do, you had 2 more.
We have 2 more. You said, well, we have 2.
Right. I think it's right.
I think he's right too. We think you're
Come
right.
on.
Okay, proceed.
You guys are like scarily acting these really
Yeah.
well together.
I'm glad. So, the Goliaths essentially lead you out of the room. On the way back, there is a
You know what? As we leave, I'm gonna look back at the tabaxi and wink.
make a.
Are you doing it Openly?
Enough so that the tabaxi, because I'm going to wait for the two guys to go.
They are leading you there in the front.
Exactly. So when they get in the front, I'm going to turn back at the tabaxi.
Where's Steve?
Okay. I would say since
Steve
they're,
is,
they're leading, you wouldn't have
Steve
to
is
make
very
a sleight
quiet,
hand
but
if
he
you're behind them.
is
Yeah.
directly
Is he
behind them.
too?
Yes.
Okay. So it's all three.
All right. The tabaxi just gives you a look of a mixture of horror, confusion, and slight dread. It's been a weird day.
I'm oddly okay with that.
It's a weird morning.
So they walk by and they lead you into an elaborate paper and ink and quilt shop. And you just see the owner kind of instantly, oh, fuck. And Og walks forward and slams his hand, just a giant ham-sized fist onto the counter. It's time for you what to pay up now. And the girl behind the counter says, all right. Agreed on the sum. And you see her slowly count out several silver pieces, place them into a bag, and hand them Goliath. These gold pieces look weird.
These are silver pieces.
She kind of widens her eyes. Yes, and they're worth more than the gold.
You don't want us to rough you up again, dude, do you? We don't want to have to.
I think these are electrum. They're worth more than silver.
Deception.
These are electro. That's fucking great.
Yeah, because isn't there a currency called electrum?
That's
there is.
fucking
Now
rich.
Insight, that's wisdom, so this one. What'd you get, Zeke?
Hold on, I gotta
You know,
go
this
first.
thing is obnoxious.
First one was her trying to deceive them.
Yeah.
Another natural.
Wow. On a roll, man.
You're
Stay
ridiculous.
in the dice roller app, dude.
That's what I'm telling you.
Holy
Jesus.
shit.
So they stop. Well, that makes perfect sense, then.
I've never seen anything like that, but I
Oh,
keep
Tommy.
learning things every day. They're the smart ones.
This is a big day for us.
I know.
We're moving up in the world. Maybe one
Is
day
that
we'll be the
worth more
small
than
ones.
silver?
Okay, so they, yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
that makes sense then.
Wow.
We're sorry, that was a misunderstanding on our part. they then tie off the bag, add it to their little pouch.
I'm gonna wait for them to start walking away, and then I'm gonna try to slide a hand to her gold, and then keep walking, and then keep following them.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
All right.
Now, to be clear, are you sleight of handing a gold from your pouch to her?
Yes.
Okay. I can't ever read this game like that. Okay. And that would be Deception, which is Wisdom. Okay.
There we go. I'll take a 15.
All right. As you hand her the gold, Og slowly turns around. Oh, is that one all about then?
She's gonna service him later.
You
I
see
didn't
him.
take her for that kind of lass.
I didn't think so either. She runs a nice shop.
She's picky.
How picky.
She didn't pick either of us.
I felt offended.
It's the beard.
You see Og reach down, grab a piece of paper.
You work on that. Let's go to the next target.
Okay.
Sounds good.
How
We
did we
really
get?
gotta grow us a beard.
I've been trying. I never shaved once.
Oh, this is great.
They after they walk by, they head up to an next fruit stand where the shakedown goes much unaffronted. It's a pretty straight exchange. For vendors, more just whatever as quick as possible to get you the fuck out of here. You guys are in the way. I have enough problems to deal with already. Afterwards, they begin to head down towards the I can't read the south of the map. I can't read the Lost
Pastures.
Lost Pastures. Thank you. Sorry, it's hard to read that far away.
No worries.
They're kind of lost.
Oh, that's a... That's a straight shot from the Litways.
Yep.
Like, this is like a straight street that goes all the way through.
Literally a straight line. I guess that's why all the merchants are on it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But they begin to lead you down to the Lost Pastures district.
I actually like. I don't know if you just straight up designed this city or got it from somewhere, but I like how it's designed.
There's a design tool that I morphed around a fair bit.
Gotcha. I like it though.
But yeah. So they lead you guys back down towards the Lost Pastures. Eventually, there's what would be a fairly unobtrusive house. It wouldn't have been the one you would have picked out of the lot. It's certainly not the largest or the smallest. It's a fairly unassuming building. They knock on the door. Whoa! Did he want to take the first time down there?
No.
No, I mean,
I'm
role
gonna
play
ready in action whenever they knock on the door.
Okay.
What if the person who opens the door is aggressive?
Okay. No, I mean, did you want to RP it? Or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Can I? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna keep that action. I know I readied something before for if they got aggressive. I'm just gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
From inside the building, you hear, "Come in, you idiots!"
I thought we were learning stuff.
Thought we was too.
Maybe he doesn't know you're learning yet. We gotta tell him.
Push the door open, which slides open fairly softly. They both kind of followed closely by Steve, who is just remaining silently, just
Trotting along. When you guys enter, though, you see his form makes the Goliaths look small. He has huge tusks that are protruding from his mouth, like a greenish-brown face, and plate armor that is just clad on him, with spikes coming out of the shoulders, chainmail going down. He's got his leather boots, but he's probably Og and Grog are probably 7-8 foot tall. He's probably 10-11 foot tall. He barely fits in this building.
Og and Grog step forward. We brought you what you need from the shops today.
Good.
See them slowly begin pulling out sacks of gold and setting it down before him.
And
That was everything we got.
you see him sort of go through the bags. You know, most of them look to be gold. Then there's the one silver bag. And what the hell is this?
Oh, that's Electrum. It's worth more than silver.
I'm gonna stifle a laugh.
You see Steve slowly start shrinking back.
And then Og and Grog do the same. They look like they're very scared of him. I'll just do it myself.
Well, I mean, if you think you should do it yourself, then.
Oh, I really think you should. I really think you should too.
We both think you should.
What was that?
Nothing. We won't say nothing.
I think I might just kill that lass.
You see kind of a mixture of fear and just sorrow, I guess, briefly flash over the Goliath's face.
Are any of you doing anything?
I would hate to think that you would even attempt to, and then I remove the Moonblade from my sheath.
You see Og and Grog just hastily.
They're like hushing you.
Fellas, you honestly could do better.
You see them both just.
Are you initiating combat?
I'm initiating combat.
All right, go ahead and roll. Are you guys jumping in on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be for
Are
guys.
you?
Yeah.
You know what? No, I'm gonna roll before I forgot.
Do I recognize what kind of
Okay.
creature this is?
It's an orc.
It's an
Or
Kazuya, come on, man.
They're not common down this way. You
Natural
would only
one.
have heard of them in the frozen wastes up to the north.
Yeah,
It's
those
a
20s when they're
very
down,
uncommon
though.
place to see them down this way.
Sweet.
That's not gonna be much.
20, not nat.
I got a natural 1, but you know what? I will take the 2 20s for this natural 1.
That's a, what is that? 13 for Kazuya.
I'm so sorry. What was everyone's?
I got 20, not nat.
20,
19.
15.
It's a natural 1, but it's a 5.
So 1.
And then what was Kazuya's?
13.
And then did we roll for all them?
I rolled for him. It's natural 17 for him.
For the orc?
Yes. Plus whatever.
Plus 1.
Okay. 16.
Okay, so it's just straight for all them.
15. 7.
Ronan, you're up first.
How far away from him, or how far away from me is he?
You guys were at the table that the Goliath set the money on. He was across the table and sort of just reached over and grabbed it to count it.
How long is the table?
I'd say it's probably a 6-foot table.
6-foot table.
Do the Goliaths look more on our side or his?
They look.
They seem pretty
Make an-
apprehensive.
make an
Yeah,
insight
make an insight
check.
check.
Okay.
Can we just get like a random board? Just like a random.
I
board.
have a board. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah, no. If you have a board, yeah, put.
Yeah, do we want to actually set that up for him?
Oop, not that one.
Another natural. I got 2 natural 20s, then 2 natural 1s.
You don't have anything that's
Wow.
like
The
me.
balance.
too
Yep.
much.
Like all good things. I'll actually
Yeah,
take
I don't
that.
have already made one. But... Oh, we could zoom this one
I'm
in,
more
I
than
guess.
okay with actually getting some 20s in the cost of having 1s.
Because it is about it. Well, no, that's a fairly large table, but
Because I literally rolled 20, 20, 10, 1, 1.
Work.
Jesus.
we'll do that.
Let's do that one.
Okay, so it's not perfect, but this is
Balance
roughly.
perfect.
I know, it's... Did you hear that? I rolled a 20, a 20, a 10, a 1, a 1.
Wow, that's literally balanced.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Yeah, I like this Discord roller. I'm gonna stick with it.
Actually, you know what? There's a way better solution than this. Ignore that map. Sorry. I don't know why I didn't think to do this in the first place.
See, but the important thing is you thought of it now.
Many. Okay.
Was that a nude?
No.
Not this time.
Sherlock taking pictures of himself. Would you fuck me?
Why would it be of me?
I would fuck me.
It makes me think at that point in Lucifer, when Lucifer has
That would be a
Ella's
weird thing to
camera.
have on your own laptop. Your own nudes.
You know when Lucifer takes Ella's camera that she uses to take pictures of bodies, and he's sitting there going, click.
Yeah.
All right. How big are those squares? Too big? Too small?
That's a big map for such a small room.
It's not. This is
We could just use the normal map, I think. The original one.
the squares were gonna be way too huge.
Oh,
Behind
really?
you guys.
Yeah.
Actually, we'd be back a little bit more, wouldn't we? Because the ogres would be, or the Goliaths would be closer than us. Yeah, like that.
But are the squares the right size?
Sure.
I can make them bigger. I can make them smaller.
No, that's fine. That's
good to me.
Yeah.
Who dis? Random.
Where?
It's not uncommon.
There we go. All right. So the two-headed things are the Goliaths. This is the orc.
Did you
we
call
put
me
it?
an orc? You're an orc.
Yeah. So the orc would be at the other head of the table. The Goliaths would be on closer to you, but on the side of you guys.
Does that natural one not count for initiative?
Like
It does.
that?
I apologize.
No, I'm just messing, dude. I don't care.
No, that's Steve.
Makes me
He
think
would
of
be behind us,
Togol.
too. Yeah, apologies. We were getting stuff set up.
Well, it's all good.
Mark, pass that down.
Anyway.
All right. Ronan.
Ronan is going to cast Chromatic Orb.
Did we get to your insight check?
It's
I
a natural
apologize.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, it was another natural one. Okay.
Because that was the 2 natural ones back to back, where the insight check was
Yeah.
my initiative.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you're just totally like so focused on what's going on. You're actually a little bit anxious. You've been ready to do this for like an hour.
I said I've actually been giddy.
So. So you said you're casting Chromatic Orb?
Yeah.
What is that?
All right. So Chromatic Orb. For some
I
reason,
think it's an attack
How
roll.
long does that? Yeah, it is. How long does that arcane licorice last? Is it like disguise self, so it's an hour?
I imagine so.
Let me look it up.
So, Chromatic Orb. You hurl a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy at the creature that you can see within range. You choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder, or the type of orb you create. And then you make a ranged spell attack against the target. If the attack hits, the creature takes 3d8 damage of the type you choose. At higher levels,
So make
when
a
you
ranged
cast-
spell attack first.
All right.
Lasts for 24 hours.
Oh, okay, nice.
It's a little bit more potent than
I
a
don't wanna
disguise
use
self, but it-
Celestial.
It costs a lot, so.
Yeah, because I saw you can mimic up to anything you've seen in the past 24 hours, so it also lasts 24 hours. Okay, cool.
Correct.
Thanks.
Go ahead. Plus 5, 16.
16. Okay. What is his AC?
16.
All right. Just hits glancing blow. So go ahead and roll damage.
It is going to be fire damage.
Okay. Just for future reference, make sure you call that out before you actually.
Okay.
But that's all right. So yeah, you see Ronan just wave his hand, and this huge fire of energy bursts from him in a circle and hits the orc full on. His armor and his chainmail appears to
7.
bear the brunt of the damage, but it does still appear to hurt him.
7 plus 4 is 11 plus 1 is 13.
That's 12.
Or 12, so
So 6 damage.
6 damage, yeah.
So, just for flavor, because I kind of got excited when I thought of this. You know Mitsurugi in Soul Calibur? When he does his crescent blade, how he spins it in a circle and it becomes like a moon, and it's called like the moon or the crescent blade or something like that. I was thinking, what if you do that with magic? You actually like make a moon in the air with whatever element you're using, and then push through it.
It's not a bad idea. I'm gonna use that.
I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, you guys can add flavor text to your spell roll if you like.
And then I am going to hold on, actions. Why is my mouse doing this? Tripping me out.
I love little cosmetic stuff.
Action.
And land, you're on deck.
Okay.
Where's Kazuya?
Oh yeah, did you
Oh, I apologize. I didn't even think about it. This can be Kazuya.
Okay, that's right.
Actually, this would be better.
I have a shady guy with a sword and dagger here.
Dealer's choice.
It's up to you. It's your choice now.
Okay. My hand.
Alright, Kazuya I guess would be right here.
Yeah, he'd be near you guys.
Nope, that's all I'm gonna do right now.
All right.
Not gonna bonus action or anything?
Nope, that's all I'm gonna do.
Land.
Okay, Lan, it is your turn.
You're gonna bonus action hex the orc.
All right. Let's go back to using these again. I don't actually have a hex.
I'm
We'll
gonna
use
choose-
we'll use the purple. Can you place that on him, please?
Strength.
All right. So he's disadvantaged on straight saves and checks.
And then I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Say it, Warlock.
It's only one right now.
I thought you had 2.
No, that's a level 5.
My apologies.
And then it's 3 at 10, right?
11.
11.
Yeah.
'Cause it's when the fighter gets all their cool stuff.
14.
14.
Yes.
That does not hit, unfortunately. So as you fire off the Eldritch Blast, the blast comes around, hits him on a shoulder where the platoon actually takes the brunt of the damage, and you just see him smile
Okay.
softly at you.
I'm gonna take 2 steps that way.
All right. Brings us to the Orc Chief.
sir. He is going to look at both Og and Grog. Kill these fuckers.
You see them kind of solemnly pull out their weapons. Shall we do French?
He's going to use Battle Cry. And I believe that gives them advantage. Yes, it does.
Yep.
Yes.
Battle cry is pretty sweet.
And as he screams out to this, he literally just flips over the table and just walks towards Zeke. What is it? It is a great axe. He is going to
The
make
tail
one
goes
great axe.
flying over
15.
and just goes scattering across the ground there. Gold and gold and electric just
I am
fly
going
everywhere.
to use my reaction for, I'm going to use my Amulet of Sirens to make him change his attack target.
Okay.
Remind me what exactly I have to make?
Make a Wisdom save against my spell save DC. So it's a Wisdom save of 15.
Okay. No.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute.
So,
Okay.
On a failed save, the attacker must target the creature that is closest to it, not including you or itself.
Okay.
If multiple creatures are closest, the attacker chooses which one to target.
All right. So then it would be Ronan.
Ronan.
Be running.
All right. So you see him.
Yep, because it'd be either Ronan or one of the ogres, or one of the Goliaths.
You see him just flip over the table and he rushes towards Zeke. The amulet flashes and you see just a similar flash behind his eyes. He goes to swing at him and then he just turns at Ronan and just cleaves at him. I believe that is a miss. 14 to hit?
Does not hit.
No.
So it just swings out at you, and you manage to just the impact alone sent your arms ringing, and you kind of just managed to push the pain back.
Just the sheer strength of this thing is just undeniable to you. But that will bring us to the Goliaths.
Just make sure that's something you gave Kelsey, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It is something that, yeah,
Okay. I just want to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that brings us to Og. What would Og like to do?
Gradient damage? What is gradient damage?
I don't know.
Gradient damage.
Gradient.
Radiant damage.
Og is gonna go ahead and pull out his
Great.
mace,
Great
and he's
radiant.
gonna go ahead and charge at you, Ronan.
Okay.
He's gonna make 2 attacks at you.
Okay.
They are both with advantage. Does 17 hit?
Does not.
The shield's doing you justice.
19 hit?
Does not.
Okay. So you
Get
see
it,
him
Captain
just
America.
swing over you with the mace, and you can see the solemnness in his eyes. He really doesn't want to hit you. And then
I'm glad he heard that.
he reaches up and goes for a slam down, and you see the wood just splinter right next to you. That'll bring us to Grog, and he is going to do the same thing.
Is he running at me too?
Yes.
Okay. So how?
They're
Where's?
technically flanking then.
So is he gonna go around the back of
Uh,
Zeke, or what is he doing?
yes.
Okay.
So does he get an attack of
No,
opportunity?
he's still within melee range of me.
Okay.
25. Yeah.
All right. With advantage as well. Does a 20 hit?
That is my AC, so glancing.
So glancing. Then another 19, so I believe that misses.
That misses.
Good shit, man.
So yeah, you just they
5
swing at you, and you can
swings.
tell that they don't really want to hit you, and they just manage to keep missing you as you dodge and move out of the way.
You can almost feel like they're pulling their punches a little bit, like there's no real swing behind it. There's no feeling behind it, I guess I should say. But
So-
there's definitely weight behind it.
What's the first one for the glancing blow?
That is
1d4?
D2, you say? A coin flip?
So that would
Yeah, you're
be
dead now,
7
you get it.
damage, halved would be 3.
3 points, okay.
That'll bring us to Kazuya.
Kazuya, you see Kazuya focus for a moment, and a golden shining light actually shines from his eyes for a moment, and you see 2 spectral arms almost burst out of his shoulders and near his back and reach forward, and they begin swiping at the targets. He's gonna go ahead and that used his bonus action, so this would just be a regular
Mine
attack.
is not nice. You can imagine those
bracers.
arms just coming out of my joint.
Is that what you were going for?
No, for the arms of the astral self.
Oh, okay.
Scanlan, man, come on. So that is 14 to hit.
Which one is he hitting?
He would have been.
The orc or them?
No, it's a range of 10 feet, so he would have been swinging at Grog.
Okay. That definitely hits. Yeah, they have another armor. It's 11.
All right. D4,
Damn.
D4, D4. All right. So that is 8 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
So you see, as Kazuya's arm slugs into him from the side, just a shining burst of light goes out from his arm.
Is that all he's doing?
That's the end of his turn.
Can I yell at Kazuya real quick? Or after the attack?
Like 3 words.
As a free action, yeah, I'll say like 3 to 5 words, maybe tops.
I just want to yell, not the Goliath.
Okay, I will say you can do that. All right, and that brings us to Steve.
Steve. No. You see Steve. He's been on the worst end of this more times than the bigger Goliaths have, just based off your guys' passive insight. He is just backing away, and you can tell he's just scared shitless. He doesn't want any part of this.
This guy brings us to Zeke.
Okay. I'm going to cast Crown of Madness on the orc,
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
and then use my
fucking
bonus
call.
action to say, he's turning on you!
Okay.
Good
Wisdom save?
fucking call.
Yeah, it is a 15 wisdom, I believe. Thank you.
No.
Okay, he is technically charmed under Crown of Madness. While the creature is charmed in this way, a twisted crown of jagged iron appears on its head and a madness glows in its eyes. The charmed target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. The target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature or if none are within its reach.
Okay.
I must use my action to maintain control over this.
All right, put that on Zeke, please. Concentration.
And yet you can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
And put that on the orc.
Okay, so he is charmed and he's under my control for up to a minute.
What happens if he takes damage?
Nope, it's just at the end of each of its turns. It takes. It can do another wisdom save. That's it.
All right, Ronan.
I am pulling out.
Does he make the attack this turn?
No, only it's on his.
Yeah, on his turn.
Okay.
His turns.
It's like-
all he does is move towards a target of my choosing and make one melee attack at them.
As your action.
No, as his
No,
action.
As his action.
Yes,
Okay.
it is actually his turn. I have to use my action to maintain it.
I see.
I'm pulling out the Moonblade and striking at the orc.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead and make an attack roll.
Since that's a charm, does that break if he's attacking?
No,
No, that's what we were asking.
That's I already asked that. It's just
Oh.
on his turn. Every turn he can make a save.
Okay.
Yes.
Natural 20.
Good shit.
Hey, go ahead and roll the percentage dice for me.
Guys are knocking it out.
Percentage dice.
Good shit.
Thanks.
I don't know if it's 87 or 70. I don't know which one I read first.
It's the double digit you read first.
Okay, 87.
87. Oh, wait. That was spell save.
Big bucks. Come on.
Thank you, Percy Die.
87. So as you slash out at him, you just feel a weight and empowerment behind your swing. As you do, the voice fills your ears once again. And
Feels good to be back home.
Yeah, I would say so.
Dude, this
And
works
as you
super
swing
hard.
forward, you actually recognize the voice of the sword in your ear. And you recognize it as Vulcan, the original leader of the Lunari. His voice fills your ear, and you hear him just call out, "Strike true, boy!" And they just splash forward, just a huge gash appears in the orc. Go ahead and roll the crit, which is max damage, plus the damage die set, and then roll another damage die set on top of that.
Oh shit.
That was the result of the
87.
percentile.
So I roll a D8, double that.
Savage crits.
No.
No, it's 2d8
Max damage.
plus maximum.
So 8 plus whatever your bonuses are,
Okay.
and then roll 2d8 on top of it.
Okay, so that's 10 damage right there. 1d8 plus 6, so 10. And then 2 more.
Well, no. It's
So
1d8
wait, what
plus
dice
6.
are you rolling? Is
A
it just
D8.
2d8?
Yeah, it's just d8s.
Just 1d8?
Yeah.
For a normal attack, how many dice do you roll?
1d8 plus
1d8.
6.
Okay, so it would be
So-
2d8 because of the percentile.
Okay.
Right.
That would be maxed because of our crit rolls.
Well, no, it's 2d8. For one for the extra roll, one for the percentile, and then max damage added to that.
14
That's
plus
what I just said.
14
wasn't it?
plus 2d8. That's all.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're
Okay.
saying double the dice
14
roll.
plus 2d8.
Okay, so
No.
Okay.
I was getting to. Yeah, I think. Okay.
14 plus 2d8.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
9.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
So
Well, max
plus,
of 2d8 would be 16.
Well, we're not maximizing.
You're
the
maximizing
rolls,
the
you're only
D8s.
You're maximizing the crit damage, which is just.
Oh,
Right.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
so 10, 11 plus 14.
Yes.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah.
And which one were you targeting?
The orc.
The orc.
The orc. Okay.
So yeah, you guys see just Ronan run forward, and his blade briefly flashes red as he slashes across the orc's front, just leaving this
shit.
huge
Good
gash
hit.
through his armor, through his
Good
chainmail.
fucking hit.
Just
And-
cuts clean through the plate and the chain.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. Do you have to hide smite step?
I do.
You could have done that on that crit.
I could have, but I
Yeah,
didn't
you would've
say
had
it,
to call
so
it that.
I'm leaving it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. But as I went to go stab him, can I have gotten over here? And because I'm still in this orc's or this Goliath's melee range, would that have?
I think only
Both
one
an
of them
opportunity.
would get
If
an
you
opportunity
moved
attack.
one more, then they would get an attack.
Well,
Okay, no,
he
'cause
did
the
move
one
away from the
behind
one
him.
behind him, though.
The one behind me.
Oh, no.
You would have had to move around him.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm still gonna move there. He can take the opportunity attack if provoked.
I don't believe.
He'd be
Does he
moving
get
through
one
Zeke's.
due to the charmed effect?
Well, he's not the one charmed. The orc is.
The
Yeah,
Goliath.
they're talking about the Goliath.
He's moving away
Yeah.
from the.
He's moving away from
What
this
way did you
Goliath.
move? Oh, okay. That
moved
Goliath.
the-
From
spot.
here
Um,
to here. So this
Yeah, that
Goliath.
Goliath would get an opportunity attack, and you have him moving away. Yes,
Okay.
because you're still moving out of his melee
That's
range.
fine.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Now, did my words seem to affect them at all, or will I know on their turn?
You'll know on their turn.
You'll know
Okay.
on their
okay.
turn, yep. Natural 20.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
Just want to see
percentage
if I got two. Yeah, that's
Okay,
30.
so- No, it's 3.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I thought that was damage and not percentage at first, and I was like, what?
So you could use reckless attack.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, no, he wouldn't do that because
Okay.
he already has it, so.
All right. So
Okay.
crit damage.
Yep.
Now I know they're barbarians. Haha!
Actually, they're not.
You found us out!
That was,
They have
just,
leather
that was the
armor.
effect of the crit table.
I rolled the wrong dice.
Dare you?
Sorry. So that would be 14 damage.
14.
You got max damage,
Literally max damage.
even on a crit.
That was a hefty hit.
So as you go to take a step forward, he almost like trips you with the mace, and you fall on the spikes that
Okay.
on the end of the mace, sort of skewering your shin.
Am I allowed to cast Shield of Faith on myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your bonus action to do so. Yeah,
All right. And so I've not used my bonus action yet.
correct.
After the hit, the slice, and everything, I am going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
So you guys quickly witness run and pull out a piece of parchment that has some words written on it, and he mutters an incantation, and a glowing aura appears around him. I only know the material component of that from Cleric.
Yeah.
Alright.
Lan.
I'm going to bonus action tentacle
Oh, you used your action to attack him. Never mind.
in the spot where he just was, and smack Grumsh.
Okay.
So there's now a wiggly friend in the middle of all this.
Suddenly hentai.
Should we just put one of these there?
Sure.
Because I was like, I don't know. Oh no, the maggots are still over here.
13.
Oh.
Miss 13.
13, yeah, his AC is 16.
And then I'm going to.
So you guys witness the tentacle just burst out of the ground and swipe at him. And having recently taken such a heavy hit across the chest, the orc.
Can I get something to remind me that I have Shield of Faith on? Like one of the...
Yeah.
Then I'm going to use
Actually, you know what? Fuck it.
Here's your shield of faith.
Use this one.
another spell slot, my last one, to cast Witch Bolt at him.
Alright.
Nice.
That's on Ronan. Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright. Go ahead and make that attack roll.
Miss.
Damn.
Yeah, you guys
I
see.
rolled a 3.
You guys see as you guys see Lan throw his hand up in a circle, and you see almost what looks like flying pages flutter around him, and a bolt of electricity flies out. And unfortunately, the orc managed to just kind of catch the brunt of it on his armor. Does it do half damage of it? No, it's an attack roll. No.
No, it's attack roll, so. Brings us to the orc, so he must make an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a target of his choice.
So-
Of his choice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
his
choice.
choice, yeah.
He's gonna attack him.
The Goliath?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna attack. That'd be Og.
Okay. Alright. That'll definitely hit.
Now I roll well. Should have rolled the Percy die.
I think that still hits. Yep, because they have low AC.
Does he have 2 attacks?
Yes.
Yes. He has a multi-attack.
No button.
So that does 8 damage. That does 5 damage. He rolled really shitty. So you see the same flash of energy in his eyes from his pendant as he turns towards the Goliaths and just starts hacking into them. You can see the Goliaths, they're taking the blows, but they don't seem as affected as they should be, just simply because they seem to have taken this punishment many times over.
After he hits the Goliath, can I
Needs
use
to make
a
another
free
wisdom save
action
at the
to
end of
yell
his
again?
The
Short
orc does?
phrase, yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a wisdom save at the end of every one of his turns.
Okay, well that was the end of his turn, so. No. So he is still charmed.
I yell out
Now
again.
we can go away now.
You see, he doesn't care about you. Do not fight for him.
All right.
Brings us to their turn.
I have no idea what that one was. Okay. Og and Grog both kind of look around and look at each other. That didn't feel nice.
No, it didn't.
I didn't like it.
does.
Don't like it.
What with you?
They both turn around and begin hacking at the orc.
Yes!
Okay.
Hell yeah. That's what I was hoping for.
The Crown of Madness is bought
I
us
believe
a lot
that
of
just
time.
hit. Oh no, they still, was that only for one round?
Man, talk about convincing.
Start of the Chiefs next
And
turn, so
meleeing
they don't
one of
have
them.
advantage.
Okay, yes, so
anymore.
not advantage anymore.
But it's still, it's glancing.
Okay.
They get 2 attacks. That one does not hit.
So now are they putting their all into it? They're not holding back anymore?
Certainly seem to be.
Yes, in fact, you see, well, that would be on his turn. I'll let him RP that.
Okay.
So yeah, you see Og just run forward. It take a swipe out with the mace, and it kind of bangs against the orc's leg. Hurts and doesn't appear to do a whole lot of damage, and then he clubs down to the head, and the orc actually, more out of like bodily reaction than any conscious thought, blocks the the Goliath's wrists with his hands.
Is the other one making an attack?
He is,
Sure
yes.
is.
Do you want him?
Oh, by the way,
do you
he's
want him to do
technically
anything?
flanked. I don't know if that matters.
Do you guys need him?
Oh yeah, if he is flanked, that would have been advantage.
Not on the. Not
Yeah,
by
he's
the
flanked
Goliath.
from 2 people, but it's
But
not.
they're allies.
Now, would
In
this
this round.
Goliath move to circle the back around, or do you want him to go through the spectral arm or the spectral tentacle?
It's up to you.
He'd probably move through the tentacle.
Move through the tentacle. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Is that all you wanted to do?
Yep.
Okay. That brings us to Grog, who is going to do the same thing, only he's going to look at Grump and be like, "You're gonna pay for killing Trog."
This motherfucker killed these guys' friends. I like these Goliaths.
Make an insight check.
Okay. Oh god, if it's his kid, I'm gonna be so pissed.
His brother.
Trog, Og, and Grog.
And Steve.
And
Steve.
And
And
Steve.
Don't forget Steve.
I like that there's one just named Steve.
Yeah.
That'll definitely hit.
Trog, Og, Grog, and Steve.
It's always that one in the family.
I'm assuming it's the brother, but if that's the kid, I'm gonna be. That's
That hits
8
as well.
That's an insight check of 8.
They're related.
You get the sense that they're related, but you don't know
Still
exactly
family
what.
then.
Yeah. Okay. And
Mike says his astral arms do either radiant or necrotic.
Yeah, we got that.
Okay.
Or
I don't know.
Radiant.
Yeah.
Oh, is he tuned in?
Yeah, that's what his
Necrotic.
message was earlier.
Okay.
Bucratic.
Gradient damage.
It does gradient or bucratic damage.
Just to the chief.
See, Mike, if we got in the script, we would have known that.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
So you see the anger and fury in Grog's face as he clashes just both hits against the orc's armor and just takes off more of it. You see just the fury in Grumpsh's face. It's going down. They're on your side, but it is Kazuya's turn.
Apologies. Sorry, I was into the moment. Kazuya is going to fly forward and use his arms of the astral self against the orc.
Which way is he flying? As we have a lot.
He would go around to. He would go counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise, so.
The other way.
Yeah.
Oh, for you. Okay, so
Counterclockwise is the same for the whole table.
counterclockwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the clock is at 12 here, wouldn't it come back this? Oh, it's counterclockwise. Yeah, I'm tripping. So where's he going? Right here?
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to see if Steve jumps into the fight now. His
14 or no?
the other
Sorry, 11
Goliaths are
plus
hauling
7, so
ass.
17.
That would hit.
All right. So that is.
It's fucking great.
All right. So he takes 6 points of radiant damage. Guys, he's gonna go ahead and use Fury of Blows.
Okay.
That's probably a no.
No, that does not hit. That doesn't
Nope.
either.
So Kazuya just swipes out. The first blow catches him in the wrist and actually bends it back a little bit. And the second 2 blows, the orc just managed to duck and weave under. That's going to end his turn.
That'll bring us to Steve.
Steve kind of shuffles forward slowly.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, Miss Mog! And Steve comes sprinting forward.
Oh wow, this guy's in a really bad position. Okay.
No, he does get
Now,
advantage.
is that how you would want it?
Yes.
Is that what Steve would do?
Yes.
Okay.
Steve is actually not even going to unsheath the weapon that he has on his side. He's going to pick up a chair and try and break it over the orc's head.
So that'll be an improvised weapon. So just straight roll plus strength.
Natural 18.
Oh my god! Yeah, you break that
So
fucking
20.
chair over his
Miss
head.
Mog.
You see him rush over and he just crashes that thing over the orc's head. It just splinters. You can see parts of it just go into his flesh and stuff since his armor's been rendered.
Oh shit!
He got a good hit in.
As thing's like, "Gah!"
Kick his ass, Steve!
Kick his ass,
Steve.
He did max damage with it too.
Oh my god!
Actually, improvised weapons are usually akin to, like a chair leg would be akin to a club. So I think smashing a chair over his head is probably akin to a great club.
That's
I wouldn't go that far.
I'd say half a great club.
It depends on what type of chair
rolled a
this is.
D4.
If this was a
Well,
real,
that's the improvised weapon roll.
That's what I thought.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like here, it was saying.
Well, the improvised weapon feat allows you to use a D4 for improvised weapons.
So how about we meet halfway and just keep it as the D4?
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Trying to find out where it said it.
That'll bring us to Zeke.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Often an improvised weapon is similar to an actual weapon and can be treated as such. For example, a table leg is akin to a club. At the GM's option, a character proficient with a weapon may use the similar objects if it were that weapon.
Okay. Let's just call it a D4 since I already
Okay.
rolled that.
Yeah. Just
Plus, it's a full chair and not a club. Because if it were just a chair, like a table leg, that would make sense. But he's literally beating him with a full chair.
yeah.
broke that shit over.
Which
like,
is fucking great, by the way.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure how that works for future.
like a WWE set.
How are the Goliaths looking, health-wise?
They look bloodied.
Yeah, Og is
They're not-
hurting pretty bad.
They're not like getting ready to fall over or
Yeah.
nothing, but they look like those axe swings took a lot out of them.
Og is the worst hurt.
Okay, I'm gonna drop. Or I'm not gonna hold my action for Crown of Madness. I'm gonna let it drop.
Okay, so go ahead and remove the ring from Zeke, please.
And then one of the rings from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, "Don't take this abuse anymore," and use Healing Word on the one who's the most injured.
All right, go ahead and roll that D4.
Just do this, right? Yep, cool. So that's 2 plus 5, so 7. He takes 7 points of healing.
Okay. Against the more hurt one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You see most of his wounds heal up.
Cool. And then I'm gonna use Vicious Mockery on the orc, and say, "Your own underlings are turning against you."
Okay. As a save?
15 wisdom.
No. He's rolling like
No
shit.
wisdom saves for him today, man.
Good shit. Okay, well, he has disadvantage on his next swing,
Okay.
She's probably gonna be at me.
and he takes 3 psychic damage.
All right.
As you say those words, you just see him recoil and hold his head as he glares at you. Now, not under the impression of your spell anymore.
He is no longer charmed.
Ronan, you are up.
I am going to stab him. I'm going to try to stab through him with the Moonblade.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
That is a. Hold on, I had Discord up because I was looking at saves. Moonblade.
We need to meet in person.
I agree.
This is so much better.
17.
17 will hit.
That'll hit.
Alright, and then I'm going to add the Divine Smite on top of it.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
Yeah, buddy.
So that's 2d8.
Say it, Paladin.
Smite me, O mighty smiter! By the way, every time I see something move
Oh
in my
my
window, I
God.
think of that deer.
Yeah. Same here.
So, it is
Spooky as shit.
Yeah.
8 points of slashing damage and 1 point of radiant damage.
Isn't it 2 dice?
Yeah, I thought it was 2d8.
It's 2d8.
Oh, it's 2d8.
Yeah, I was gonna
Don't
say.
be nerfing yourself, my friend.
Okay, that makes a bigger difference. That's 7 points of radiant damage.
Good.
Much
shit.
better.
Much
How
better.
much slashing?
What?
8.
How much
8.
slashing?
8 slashing.
So 14. 14?
Yeah.
Yes.
8,
No,
And
15.
15.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And then I'm going to use my movement.
I had to restate the numbers in my head because I was like, wait a minute.
Use my movement
That is out loud.
to get.
It's been a long day.
Wait, would I have gotten advantage since we were flanking him?
Yes.
Yes. So go ahead and re-roll the d20. If it's a nat 20, then we'll count it.
Okay.
That's fair.
Because you hit anyways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Still,
All right.
Good
Yeah,
call.
we're good.
All right.
Nothing else?
you still got your bonus, my friend.
Divine Smite. I don't think I have anything for bones.
Don't worry about it.
Nope, I'm good. Right there. We're
Land.
good.
Land, you're up.
I'm gonna bonus action move my tentacle to be on the opposite side of Kazuya.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, the tentacle can grant advantage, but it cannot benefit from it.
Other way around. It can benefit from it, but it can't grant it.
I thought
It cannot give someone else advantage.
Yeah,
it can only
that was
get
the rule.
advantage.
Was it? Okay,
It
I
can
apologize.
benefit from it, but it can't give. Yeah.
Okay. I thought not. Weird. Okay.
Okay.
It's all good. We're a team.
22.
We're all a team.
22. That'll absolutely hit.
Yes, it will.
Dude,
Your tentacle, please tell me your tentacle just whapped it.
you're gonna be on the toilet later, hating your life.
Oh, and it's
Fine. Fine.
Please tell me there's an expiration date on that package,
I don't want to talk about it.
and read it aloud to the table.
6 points of lightning damage, 4 damage of necrotic.
All right.
Okay.
What year is it?
Damn.
It's 2020.
Okay.
How much was it again?
10 total.
10 total.
Best by November
And
2020.
then Eldritch Blast.
Damn, really?
Really?
11/20/20.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
All right. Fair enough.
Can I see it for a second?
Plastic.
Yeah.
The fuck, Reese's.
Holy shit.
Not sponsored.
I'm surprised.
And
I'm
Eldritch-
amazed.
Surprised,
His-
yeah.
his movement
I think you
speed's
want to
slow.
stock up on Reese's.
Okay.
But,
we slowed it.
I missed the. It's
Missed the
14
Eldritch
on
Blast.
the Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know. So you see Lance's tentacle just whack the orc about the head. His Eldritch Blast goes off, but the orc manages to kind of raise his arm to catch it on his cuffs.
The tentacle's on this side.
Oh, tentacles on which side?
On
Close
the
to
opposite
me.
side of him.
Yeah. All right. All right.
It is now the orc's turn. You are going to see he is not looking good. His armor is sundered. He's bleeding profusely. You see the rage in his eyes as he just takes his battle axe and he's just going to do a wide sweep across all of you.
Okay.
I
That's
don't know
not
how that
technically-
would work with vicious mockery.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage on everything.
Yeah. I mean, it is one. It is one attack.
It is.
Its
Okay.
next attack has disadvantage.
Okay.
I mean, if it was an AOE, we'd follow it that
Yeah,
way.
no. That's why I was asking. I didn't
So,
know
yeah.
if you wanted to call it an AoE or not. Okay. Natural 1
Go ahead and roll percentage dice, please.
because of that disadvantage.
And if he does 2 attacks, the
Natural
second
one.
one.
Oh, back to back
Hang on,
ones.
before you roll again.
Hold on. The second attack, if he's doing 2 attacks, the second one does not have disadvantage. It's only the first attack.
No, this is all one attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 62,
Okay.
What does the 62 do?
50. We'll find out.
Their percentage for failures.
I want to know if like would the
Oh, would the second
that-
attack have a?
would that effect of the natural the 1 go off before the second attack?
Technically, yes.
Yes. Depending on what the
Yeah, like,
yeah.
depending
So
on-
I should just
good
wait to
point.
roll.
Okay, so 62.
I can't believe that was 2 natural ones.
Because of your disadvantage.
Hot damn.
Protect
That
the
is-
bird at all
Oh,
costs.
So who was he first swinging at?
It would have been from his right to his left.
I was
so
gonna say, you want to do it in just the cone where the people are?
Yeah,
It
sure,
just
why not?
starts here and then just goes in. an
he's
angle
literally
there.
doing a whirlwind.
Right, that's what I
Yeah.
figured. I was just like, there's a hole here, so I don't know if you wanted to start at that hole and just go around.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that would probably
Okay.
make sense.
So
all right.
this Goliath was the first
So
one.
Steve
So Steve was
may
the first one.
re-roll all 1s and 2s on his next successful melee attack against the target.
Not bad. I don't think it would hit the tentacle, so I guess I'm the next one.
Okay.
No, yeah, I don't think the tentacle is something you can actually target.
No.
So 62. Oh, yep.
we
Okay,
just-
good call.
Didn't we just do the 62?
You just did the 62.
Oh.
I probably no, it's 50. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
How would that work?
Good.
Ultimately, it doesn't really affect anything.
Thank you, thank you.
So basically, on everybody's next turn, they will attack him.
Oh.
It doesn't. It's not a free attack or anything. It's just
Automatic success.
no.
That makes no sense then.
Yeah.
It literally just says allies of the target within 20 feet will attack you with their next turn unless they would suffer an attack of opportunity to do so.
So basically, the allies. So the Goliaths have automatic successes, is what it sounds like.
So,
It doesn't say anything about
so
automatic
next
success,
time
though.
it's my
Allies of the
turn.
target.
Oh, okay.
So me. So on my next turn, everyone gets to attack him once.
It just says will attack you with their next turn.
Yeah, it says with their next
Oh,
turn.
okay.
That's weird.
So I guess if there was anyone else in the room,
It's
Yeah, that
basically
was
a
more
taunt.
than 20 feet away. They could run
Oh,
up and
I
attack.
see. Okay.
But they're not.
yeah.
So unfortunately, that one doesn't really affect anything.
All right.
Both of them
Damn.
kind of did,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, Steve can reroll 1 to 2.
I'll still, hey, on that one is still a miss though, so I'm okay with that.
And then who was the third target?
The
Rowan?
next Goliath.
Og.
Og.
Yes,
Og.
because Og then Grog.
Yeah.
That'll definitely hit Og.
I'm glad I healed him.
That's right. That's why we find stuff out.
Still learning as we go. Playing for a year, still learning.
Oof.
Ooh.
And then he gets an additional because he... Yeah, these are D8s. Been so long.
Oh, good.
Wow. So that would be...
Is Og hurting?
You see the wide sweep. It sort of just cleaves through his arm, just leaving a huge gash. He is like it. You see tendons and muscles and the whole 9 yards, and he recoils and screams. Who was next?
Then Grog.
Grog.
Okay. That'll hit as well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, their AC was garbage, wasn't it?
11.
Yeah, 11.
They're not particularly great fighters.
Shouldn't have because I used the divine smite.
Jesus. Oh, wrong dice. Fuck. Yeah.
That's gonna hurt.
How much would that do? Almost enough. You see the other part of the swing as it cleaves through Og. It goes into Grog. It sort of angles down and just anchors into his leg, and he just sort of rips it out. Was that the last target?
No, 2 more.
2 more. Okay.
You hear Grog's femur crack with the impact.
Kazuya.
Yep.
I can't
Kazuya.
say that.
Kazuya.
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 So you can want to
was
say
next.
Kazuya because that's the Tekken,
Yeah.
and it's spelled the exact same way. There's a character in Tekken named Kazuya.
Well, then you
But
should
it's
name this
Kazuya.
character after somebody in Tekken.
Does an 18
But he
hit
says
Kazuya?
it.
No,
What was the
I
phrase?
don't think so. I think
It
it's
does
19.
not. His
It's like
natural
the
armor
local-
is 19.
19, so
I
just
forgot what was
misses.
his phrase? What was your
Kazuya
phrase
just
for like
ducks
it's
that shit.
how the locals say it?
Miss me with that gay shit.
Oh, it's localized?
Yeah. So his name is localized. It's Kazuya, but he says it Kazuya.
And who was the last one?
Ronan.
Yeah, Ronan's the last target.
Okay, that does not hit at you. Because you have like 20 AC.
22 right now.
22, I forgot about that.
Because of the Shield of Faith.
Yeah. Because of his disadvantage, you just saved lives.
That
with
could not have
shit.
come at a more critical moment.
Good shit. I'm glad it happened then.
So,
Holy shit.
Some would say
You see Og look
it
at
was a natural
Grog
moment.
and just tears fill his eyes. It's just like with Dog. Who are all these people?
How many Goliaths has this fucker killed?
Actually, I think he just said dog. I think he killed their dog.
I'm hoping.
that
Oh
is-
god, now I don't
I'm
know.
clear.
That definitely is natural 19.
We won't know until after combat when we ask.
Oh, okay. I guess him, yeah.
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 Okay. So, his first attack actually bashes into the orc's knee, and it's a solid hit.
Gank him.
18. So.
Can I
Max
climb up on
damage.
his face and shoot him in the head with a crossbow?
How would you like to do
Are
that?
you kidding me?
Hey, you know what? They've been dealing with this shit for a long time. They deserve it.
But I don't.
Who gets this
Goliath.
kill, Steve?
Og.
Og gets it?
Get him,
Yeah,
Og.
he deserves this. Kill him, Og.
I'm actually okay with the NPCs getting this one.
Og jumps on him. It's just like with Dog! Just repeatedly slamming his mace over and over again into the orc, just in a crying fury.
While everyone's staring at that, I'm gonna go pick up the gold that fell off the table.
Is his head just slowly caving in with each hit?
Yeah. Just bloody pop more and more.
As Land goes to grab this gold, because he would have to come across. Oh no, Land's right there. Never mind. I can't see him. I'm not. He's not close enough.
You guys are all
A
surrounded.
lot of you.
him.
In fact, Lang, go ahead and make a
just-
stealth check for me.
Okay.
I'll say with advantage, given what Og is doing.
I'm gonna walk over to Grog and
16.
place my hand near the wound on his leg and say, "Thanks for helping us fight," and then use healing word.
As you start picking up gold, Dan, Kazi looks over at you.
I just nod.
Non-committal shrug.
I probably can't lift up this table back up, so I'm just getting the gold and
Like, yeah, when he flung the table, gold just
Counting it.
scattered everywhere.
Okay. He heals for 9.
Okay.
And which one was that?
Grog.
Grog.
Okay.
Because he's the one that took the harder hit, right?
Yes.
And he looks around. It's okay. We offended Tog, Mog, and Dog.
I think we did. They all just sort of hug each other, Steve included. They all just cry.
sounds like that Beaver Trank girl from Dodgeball.
Basically.
If you guys want, I could try to find you some work that isn't extortion.
1 second, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hey, you're going exactly where I was going to go there when we had a moment to talk.
I was thinking being a bodyguard for Sophie.
Yeah,
I think we're good.
we're doing something around the city to.
1,200.
Be good.
Yeah.
12. Yeah,
Or, you know, the opposite to actually guard people.
Well,
That's
yeah.
what
Gold on the
that's
table.
to stop
1,000.
extortion.
And then negative 250 for turn. Anything works out.
You play the Fallout?
Yeah, yeah.
You know
Man,
what
you pick up
Fallout
a-
New Vegas strip?
Well-
How you can hire those guys to escort you through the city?
Extra for.
I will discord you.
I'm going to use lay on hands on myself
Okay.
for 10 of 15.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I might have some work for you guys if you want to do something that isn't hurting other people.
We'd like nothing more.
I don't want to hurt people.
But before you do anything, we need your red sashes, as that is an indicator of oppression.
Before you even finish the sentence, they both just rip them off.
We'll take those.
As they do, you see two, essentially loincloths.
We did not want to see
They
that.
were belts.
We will take you
They
to
got a
town.
double.
Take that.
I'll take
Steve's sash too.
I'll take
Okay.
mine off since it's just an
An illusion?
illusion, and I'll just tuck it behind me, and it's just gone.
Yeah, you've been in disguise this entire fight.
Yeah, I've been fighting as a giant scarred.
That's right.
Big
Okay.
dude.
I take the sashes and put them in my bag, and then I still have Moonblade out.
Does Grumsh have a sash?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to cut the sash off of him, and then I would like to remove his head from his body with my blade.
I don't think you can. It's a pile of mush.
You remove mush.
I'll take his tusk. Is his tusk still there?
I was thinking get a tusk.
I will
It's a
take-
little
You could take
chipped
a
and broken,
tusk,
but
you
yeah.
could take maybe a shoulder blade or something if you wanted.
Gear.
I want both
It
tusks
was
if
unique
available.
armor, wasn't it?
Yes.
One of the
I would
tusks is
snag
pretty
one of the
smashed
shoulder
up,
blades.
but I would say you could probably get one undamaged tusk.
Okay, I'll take one undamaged tusk and some of the shoulder blade.
Because it was
You see
apparently
that
unique armor.
the chainmail and leather and stuff that he was wearing on his chest, you guys basically ruined.
Yeah.
But you did cleave a little bit through some of the left shoulder plate when you made your attack, but they both seem to be fairly intact.
All right, I'm going to take one of the shoulder plates then.
Okay.
Now, you three, we're going to go back into town. You're going to apologize to all the people you were mean to, and then we're going to try to get you some decent work. Is that understood?
We was just gonna give you the money.
No, you're going to give the money back.
Does that seem fair?
We took the money from him.
All right.
How did you guys acquire this house?
Well, it's not our house. It's Grumsh's.
Coaches acquired the house. We just give him the money here.
We was just lackeys.
This is your house now. And whatever.
Our house?
I didn't think we got
I
a
never
house.
owned a house.
We should have a garden.
I love gardens.
I don't know how to
tell-
garden at all.
I don't either.
Rob, about this house, make sure that these guys are also under his jurisdiction.
I think that may be best for the power that he wields up in the stacks.
You see them say to Steve, Steve, do you know how to garden? And he replies, do you still have comprehend languages up?
It would have lasted an hour.
I would say that'd still be up.
It's at the tail end, but yeah.
Okay.
You see him do sign language.
Huh.
And you understand it that yes, he does have an interest in gardening.
That's adorable and like a really like a pug adorable.
Oh, like an Athena. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Og and Grog. Did he keep any more of these sashes around?
Well, I think he had other employees, but we was the only ones around here.
They didn't trust us other places.
Okay. Well, here's your gold to go give back to them. I give them 1,000 gold.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna search the
Yeah.
house for where just anything and everything.
I would like.
Anything valuable?
I would
Anything
like.
valuable, but and also like correspondence like Grumsh might be
Yeah.
having with someone.
If you guys
Okay.
search this place, I'm gonna go with them. Make sure they hand out the gold.
Perfect. Perfect. I want to search for like maps or anything that he may have for his routes for his other employees.
Okay.
Like he was looking for correspondence. I'm looking for almost the same thing, and to see if he was hiding anything of value in the house.
All right, everybody go ahead and make an
Relics.
investigation check.
All right.
That went really fucking well.
Yeah.
Like, really fucking well.
That was 3 to 4. Pretty primo.
I'm not gonna roll investigation because I'm going
Fuck it,
back.
damn it, Kazuya.
Did you just give yourself $1? Well, Mikey, you would have had that $1. Anyway, while they're investigating the house, I'm actually gonna go with the Goliaths to sort out the gold.
Okay, easily done.
11.
What was that for?
Just
Do an investigation check.
investigation.
Just
Right.
that was for
23.
both of you. Okay.
When we get back to that tabaxi, I'm gonna be like, told you. And then keep going.
You just give him a wink.
You just you hear soft purring.
You would find, or no, sorry, you would find, because you got the 23, right? You would find definite maps of different organizations throughout the entirety of Terraton. Some are based in Lothel, some are based up here. Do you read Orcish?
I think so.
If not, I
I'm
imagine.
not there anymore.
Oh, you did leave.
Yeah, I went with the Goliaths. You can hang on to it
No.
and take it back.
No Orcish. Kazuya doesn't.
I don't.
Nor does Ronan.
No.
Okay, well,
I'd
I'll
like
let
to
you
take
guys.
a.
Zeke actually does.
Can I take a short rest and
Oh yeah, I forgot because
while we're doing this?
my sailor
Like
background.
I'll keep it on me, and then we can take a short rest, and I can just cast comprehend languages.
Yeah, if you like.
Yeah,
I
easily
didn't even
done.
think about that. I totally forgot that I took Orcish as my.
I have
background
cards here with
language.
your guys' like passive stats and languages you know.
It's pretty cool.
I can actually. That's just weird to me. Sorry.
It's the reason I made those.
That's
But
a
you
great
find
idea.
different, telltales of other organizations and how it's planned, their routes, their strategies, people that they exploit in different cities, if they're a problem, if they need to be taken care of, all that kind of stuff. You would find he was a trophy hunter in his spare time. He kept all different types of animal skulls and just sort of what to the normal eye would be meaningless, but he seemed to take good care of them. All the bone trophies are polished, and he seemed to have a passion. They might be worth something, they might not. You're not entirely certain. If they would be worth something, you'd have to find the right person to buy it, but they might be worth something.
It definitely wouldn't be a common market item.
I'm just gonna take the bones.
In fact, actually, go ahead and make a history check for me real quick, Brian.
History.
I'm gonna hand. Simply hand 38 gold.
Go ahead and make a stealth check. Or sleight of hand.
Charlotte.
Are you kidding me? Are you? Oh!
Yeah.
15.
As your hand starts to speak out, Kazi, you just. Pass it down, please. You look at it. Somebody somewhere in the world might want this thing. You ain't got a fucking clue who it would be.
I just pull out a cloth and wrap all the bones up in a cloth, and
You're gonna keep them?
yeah, I'm gonna keep them.
All right.
He has some furs and stuff, some that he might have used as blankets, or some that he might have been getting ready to make into like armor, or like little leather scraps and stuff like that.
I'll take all of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because that's in our community.
Okay.
Anyway.
Was there any reaction to that female shopkeep that I slipped the 1 gold to? When we went back and handed her...
Yeah, when you go back, initially her reaction is like a mixture of excitement along with confusion. And as Og and Grog hand her back the gold, or actually in her case the electrum, she just confusedly, thanks, and slowly pockets it.
Oh, nice day. We'll just keep going.
Plot twist, she doesn't even work there. She was boosting the register.
You see her quickly start sliding pills in the bag.
Lan, Kazia, did you guys find anything?
I found a lot of notes and maps about, I'm guessing his organization or whoever he's affiliated with has been doing the same thing all around Terraton.
Can you read it?
No, not yet.
Alright, once we read it, I suppose whichever town we're in, if that scumbag's organization is there, we should probably empty him out.
I agree.
Let's go meet up with Zeke and head to the stacks to see Brahm and get our reward.
I found a nice table.
It's good. It's good.
Did you add that to his inventory?
You can't carry it.
Is it the one?
38 gold.
Oh.
You think he was talking
I
about
had
the table?
Yes.
Oh man!
And the table to his inventory.
I wasn't making a joke. I was like, he can't carry a table, Mark.
Can I put an 8 or a 10-foot ladder in my medical bag of holding?
Clearly, yeah. Why would you otherwise have a medical bag of holding? For those who never played Testament of Sherlock Holmes. I don't know why I thought you were being totally genuine about that question, man.
So, but when I do meet back up with them, I will translate any of the Orcish notes that he had.
All right.
Easily done.
But yeah, and when we get back, if Og, Grog, and Steve are still with us, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do some magic. Don't be shocked, okay?
Okay, do no magic.
He is really smart.
That arcane licorice, can I on purpose end it?
Yes.
Like just
I
kind of
imagine
stuff?
so, yeah.
Okay. So to make it seem like it was part of the spell, I'm going to shapeshift as I drop it and back into my original form. Not my original form, but the appearance that I had before.
Right.
The big scarred dude.
Okay.
Little dude.
Why are you so little now?
I might be a little, but I'm smart. I've got a lot of magic under my belt.
You think we could do magic?
He's also small, man.
Eventually, I might be able to teach you a thing or two.
I can't read none of them books.
Don't have to be books. I
Really?
use my voice.
We don't have to read.
I can't read nothing.
Neither can
Steve, can you read? Steve.
You get the sense that that's all Steve does in his spare time is read.
I guess I'll just smirk at Steve because I understand what he's saying.
Me, Lan, and Kazi will make our way back to the lit way to pick up Zeke before heading to the stacks.
It's really easy to find him following the route you guys were on earlier.
Zeke, did we get these three set up with something, or do we need to speak to Brahm in the stacks?
No, we should definitely speak with Brom.
All right.
They've just been helping sort out the gold.
Should we bring them with us?
Would you guys go up for a little travel?
We travel sometimes.
We got a lot of time now.
Fair. Let's take him with us.
All right. You three come with us, please.
And if Brom has nothing for him, I'll go talk to... Actually, if you guys want to head back to Brom, I'm going to go talk to Sophie.
Fantastic.
Which one was Sophie? I don't remember.
An acquaintance of mine. You don't need to worry about her. She might have some work for you though, maybe.
We
Someone
could
to
use
talk
some
to.
work now.
We could.
We don't want to steal no more gold though.
Nothing bad, I promise. But if you want to stick with them, I'll be back.
Okay.
A good company.
You guys are great. Stay awesome, and then I'll head off. And...
And
Just as you leave.
Yep. Straight back.
follow us, fellas.
You guys are now towed by 3 very big Goliaths.
I'm gonna have to find Sophie so they can do their thing first.
Alright. You head to the bar Sophie mentioned earlier. And as you, in fact, let me go ahead and pull this up for a second here.
Stay awesome.
Oh, that's good.
As you head to the bar, you hear enthusiastic lute music being played. Which hopefully this isn't super loud.
If I got another Gatorade.
Yeah.
You just hear this enthusiastic strumming going off, and you hear people inside cheering. And gold coins are being tossed up. Gold and silver coins are just being tossed up as she's playing, and she's smiling, kind of dancing around in front of this. It's a fairly small crowd, much smaller than what you saw the previous day.
Only lute playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to improvise some lyrics? Instead of singing
Absolutely.
along
Go
with
ahead and
those
make a
Andrew?
performance check. I will
Alright.
say with advantage.
Okay.
We have Zeke from Zeke and the Boys, everybody.
That is intense.
Oh wow.
So that is a 19.
19. As you step in, it's slightly awkward for a moment, just because you're more used to performing either sea shanties on your own or with Rowan and Kazia, and you have a far more natural chemistry with them. After you take a second, though, you do find a flow. And as you do, you see her slightly adjust her playing to match your tune. And after a slightly awkward first verse, you guys both find a natural chemistry. And as you guys perform together, the crowd apparently thinks this is just part of the show. They start to become absorbed in it.
As she plays, because is she wandering while she plays? Or is she just up?
Kind of dancing around a little bit.
Okay, I'm just going to dance around with her.
And
Fun with
it ends up becoming almost more of a dance with the music, actually. And it's something that becomes entrancing, and the people around begin cheering and enjoying the show. And just as it goes on, it gets more intense and more enthusiastic until people are just lost in it.
Sweet.
Finally, things wind down, and she lowers the lute and looks at you. Glad you came around.
That was fun. I think I needed that. I need a little bit of music in my life.
Why don't you you and I find a place to talk for a bit?
I'm down.
She looks around. Don't worry, folks. I'll be right back as soon as I get a little bit of rest from my fingers. And she kind of ducks off to a smaller booth in the corner.
I'm going to do like a... What are those, like the fancy bows, like the play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do one of those bows and then head off stage also.
All right. The crowd begins dispersing, and people kind of slowly start calming down a little bit. Glad I was right about you. You do have a bit of talent.
It's good to have it at my disposal. It's just it's a unique tool, but I can get lost in it. It's so much fun. I guess I can thank my mother for it.
Finding talent always helps, but nothing if you don't hone it yourself.
True.
Curious though, is that all it is for you? A tool in your toolbox?
Oh no, it's joyful. I get lost in the music. It's a safe place for me.
I guess for many, it becomes a way of life.
It's not something I'm looking for like fame or fortune. I just more like it for the music.
Fame is one thing, and fortune has its role. I find more it's a performance. It's always a goal to entertain, make people laugh, make people sad, make people cheer, make people sob.
For me, I'm not really in it for other people's reactions. I more do it for me.
I always found a bit of glamour in it myself. But it's always different for each artist.
Fair.
But I certainly enjoyed playing with you.
I enjoy playing with you too. I mean, I don't find many artists that can, I mean, I have my own fun little band with my friends. We make joyful music. It's not the best, but it makes me happy.
I certainly enjoy myself. If you ever do decide that maybe what you want is a little glamour in your life, you can always let me know. I'd be happy to show you.
You'll be the first one to know if I do. I do have a odd question for you, though. Any chance you have a need for muscle or guards or any sort of physical labor work I just need a hand with?
I could always use someone to lug around the instruments as I move from town to town.
I got a couple Goliaths that are looking for, they were doing criminal activity, but we've convinced them not to. They don't really seem like they want to. They want some honest work.
Make a persuasion check.
Alright.
I like how you just. All right.
Also, above table, what she was offering you was a chance for the college glamour.
I know. Thank you.
That's fine. Just want to make sure that was clear.
That was a 17.
17. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with giving a couple of fellas a second chance, as long as they're willing to work it.
They seem genuine. They're a little simple-minded. Well, 2 of the 3 are pretty simple-minded. But they're genuine, they are hardworking, and they definitely want to please.
Alright, I'll be willing to take on, see what they can do.
I'll send them, will you be at this in much longer? Because I'll send them here.
I could be here for a few more hours.
Fair. Then they'll be headed this direction.
Alright.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
You as well.
I'm going to go ahead and be on my way. And I'm going to go head to the stacks and try to find my friends and
Okay.
Brom and our Goliaths.
What would the rest of you like to do?
We're heading to Brom.
We're heading to the stacks.
Okay. And having been there once before, it's not particularly difficult to find where Brom's house is.
We knock on the door.
As you do, just before the door unlatches, swings open. Enter.
I step through.
Ronan, man, Gazia, welcome. Are you hungry this time?
What time of the day is it?
At this point, it would be your afternoonish. So, right about noon.
I suppose I could eat now. We have 3 others with us, and I just kind of point back to the 3 Goliaths. We have Og, Grog, and Steve.
Of course you do.
I love that name. I know it's...
Looks around. And as he claps, once again, floating trays of food come out, feasting heavily of breads, finer cheeses, some fresh fruits, apples, and oranges and the like. Well, please, sit, eat, let's conduct business.
See the 2 Goliaths just sort of look at each other. Do we eat it?
Og picks up a piece of bread. I've never been much for this elvish stuff.
Me neither. Don't want to be rude though.
I don't think we can afford to be rude. I'll show it. See, they both kind of pick up apples and more hide it under the table than actually eat it.
These were 3 of the 4 bandits that were extorted. They were more so muscle than anything. And I present their stashes to Brom, as were working for somebody who was in greater power than them. A bully, if you will. And then I present Grumptious Tusk to him.
Okay.
Brom. But I don't think we'll be worrying about that.
Kind of sees. He takes a moment to look at the Goliaths. Look over you. Very well then. I agree to pay you 250 gold for each of the bandits that you put an end to. I'll give you 1,000 gold pieces.
I just kind of look at the table without trying to smile. It's understandable.
You see him twirl his fingers in the air for a moment, concentrating. He reaches down, pulls up a fairly thick sack of gold, places it on the table before you guys.
We appreciate this, Brom. And I'm glad we could help not only the stacks, but the Litway and the merchants as well.
Wasn't a favor to me.
Then who was it a favor for?
It was a deed for the city.
Well, you don't have to worry about these three. Our friend Zeke is finding them honest work right now. Something they can more so rebuild with and move on with their lives. They were at a farmhouse in the southern part of the city. Would you know about it? It's something about pastures.
I'm sure I could find somebody who knows about it.
If we could, we'd like to make sure they can keep the house, somewhere for them to stay, far away from the community, but not too far away.
Well, if the house was already vacant, I can't imagine it'll be an insurmountable issue.
That would be the favor to us, and we appreciate that.
Very well then. I shall make sure it is done. Anything else?
Lan, Kazia, do you guys have anything? Any questions?
Nope.
Kazi looks around. Does this mean we get to leave now?
You're too good at that.
He really is. You adopt characters really well.
I'm glad I tried. Alright. You guys decide how you guys want to split up the 1,000 gold.
Between four of us.
250 each.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, isn't it?
It would be.
250? All right, and then I'm going to take 225 and give 25 gold pieces to the 3 Goliaths.
Okay. They kind of look at you like, well, I never had gold before. I mean, not to keep.
Right. Well, we tried to give it up. You sure about that?
Yes, you guys essentially helped turn the tide in that fight this morning.
I'd say you helped turn the tide.
We
Yeah.
weren't going to do nothing about it before. I wasn't going to do nothing
We
about
couldn't do nothing
it.
about
Couldn't
it.
do nothing about it.
Will you guys take this 25 gold and start honest?
We're going to be honest.
Is it bad that I kind of love these Goliaths?
Hey man, the NPCs you get attached to are NPCs you get attached to.
So Steve, even though he's a short Goliath, he's still like huge.
Oh, he's still tall, yeah. He's still well
he's-
over 6
He's
foot.
just smaller than them.
They're 7.5, 8 feet tall. He's probably like just
6
breaching
and a half.
7, maybe.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
6.5, maybe 7.
Cool. Well, then when I get back from, I don't know, would they still be at the stacks whenever I get back?
Let's say your detour took a little while, so you probably meet them coming out of Brom's house.
Okay.
Just given how long it would take to perform the music and everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll
Okay.
hand him his portion of gold.
Okay. So you
Nice.
meet them up outside the door. You get a thick
No,
sack of gold.
thank you. You were good in the fight. I didn't do much, but you.
Let's see, we all contributed. It was a hell of a good fight. Including you guys.
Zeke, you
You
were
guys were awesome.
you were definitely the linchpin in that fight.
The MVP.
I appreciate you saying that.
I don't know if MVPs exist yet, so okay.
Haven't been invented yet.
Well, it just got invented. Trademark.
Stamp.
You see,
I found some good work for you guys. That Sophie character that I was telling you guys about. She said she might need some help lugging some equipment around. It's honest work. All you'd be is muscling equipment around, helping her set up.
We could do that.
we ain't never done no work for a woman before.
We don't have to play the music, do we?
No, we
You
ain't
don't have
good
to play
at
any
hip-hop.
music. All you gotta do is lug her equipment around, she plays, you pack it up, go on to the next area.
That's good.
We can carry stuff real good.
And then you get to sit in an inn and drink and enjoy yourselves while she plays music.
Oh, we're really good at that.
That sounds like a dream job.
So yeah.
And I'm sure they have better foods, not the bread and salads and fruits. And
We do
vegetables,
know
I'm sure
meat.
you guys like
but I'm
bar
sure
food.
there are meats, hams, eggs, sausages.
We like those.
I forgot
bacon,
what was
goat.
what was the name of the inn
You
again?
like goat, lamb, chops.
What was the name of the inn that she
I'm
was at
sh-
again?
Falling with style.
The one.
No, that was the one you guys
Following
found,
Star and the Wandering Eel.
Wandering
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yes.
Yeah, the Wandering Eel.
Do you guys happen to know where the Wandering Eel is?
Is sort of think to themselves a little bit.
Asia in the ocean.
Steve, do you know where it is?
Steve.
I cast comprehend languages again.
Steve knows where it is.
Would you be able to show him where it is, my friend?
Steve reaches up in between them, takes one of their hands each, starts walking them towards the wandering.
Actually, one moment, Steve, if you don't mind. At some point, sorry, I gotta use my one last comprehend languages. Okay. Would you be willing to teach me sign language?
Steve kind of considers. He signs back. It'd take a little while, but yeah, I can teach you.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna try to stop back from time to time and see if you can teach me a little bit.
So, looking forward to it.
Thanks. All right. Shall we be on our way?
I guess we should head back to the boat then. I know some of us, and I kind of look at Kazia, I know some of us are dying to leave.
Some of us want to get out of town before others make another vow off of a completely weird and arbitrary idea.
That is spooky good.
I just roll my eyes. Zeke, where's the boat?
The benefit of having known Mikey for like 3 years.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to visit the blacksmith real quick.
Of course. Lead the way.
Alright, I'm gonna head back to that same blacksmith
Okay.
from before.
The same dark-haired elf in a very, very dirty apron. He's just busy hammering away, focusing on making a long iron shaft for a longbow.
Hello again, my friend.
Hello again. What can I do for you?
Actually, I have a
I
question.
apologize. He does have his typical greeting, which he says in Sylvan. Blessings of the stars be upon you. Or blessings of nature be upon you.
See, I don't really know how to respond to that.
Alright.
So I'm just gonna say in Sylvan, and upon you? Question mark.
And upon you.
See kind of a soft smile.
And in Sylvan, I'm like, I'm trying, and then back to common.
Go ahead and make a history check for me, actually.
Okay.
Because you might have heard this through through your time in the Wildwood, rather.
Yeah, because
I know, like me and you talked about, we have a
That's a natural one. Yeah, because I know there's a normal saying, and that one I have.
within the Wildwood,
Yeah,
but yeah.
but not this one. The third fucking natural one.
Hey,
That's
man,
right.
you
I'll
definitely
take the
afford gas
good
now.
rolls for those. Do what?
You definitely poured gas now.
Yeah. I guess yeah. I'm just gonna say. So about that longsword from before with the mithril.
Yeah, if you were willing to give me a day to work on it, I could do it. It would take about 40 gold. I'd have to get a hold of my enchanter.
How much for a speed order for it?
How fast are you talking?
By the end of the day? Because it's like roughly noon, right? Just after.
Yeah.
Well, the quote for giving him a day was 30 gold. If it was a rush order, it was 40 gold.
I apologize, you're
Okay.
right. My mistake. I could do that for about 40 gold.
By the end of the day.
Before late night. By 9 o'clock at the latest.
Fair. Would you guys be up for sticking around till then so I can get myself a...
I don't know. Ask the one who thinks if we stay another may make a vow.
I know he's already gonna say no. I'm asking you two.
I'm good with staying another day.
Fair.
Good with staying.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. Go ahead. For
Okay, yeah, fine. We'll whatever.
and then I'll hand him the.
Gosh.
Fine, God. I'll go ahead and hand him the mithril upgrade powder. And
Alright.
then say I guess would this lower the cost at all? And I'm gonna show him the blessed talisman and my only dagger.
All right.
Look at that again. Yeah, I'd say that decrease it by probably 25-ish. That's a pretty hefty.
Kind of looks like it's in good condition. Say, these are pretty fine pieces.
For
Would you
just
say
the
to,
blessed talisman or for the talisman
For
and
the
the dagger?
for the talisman and the dagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just say to make them that, I'll take these and then 15 gold.
Jeez, I got a lot of notes for today.
How much for just the talisman?
Whew.
20 gold.
say 20 gold then.
Let's do that. So the talisman and 20 gold.
All right.
Fair. I'll be back around 9.
And what would you like this long sword to be shaped like?
Would you care if he
A giant.
designed a longsword version of your centaur or your moon sword?
Not at all.
Do some like similar styles to what he's got on his sword.
So I take the sword out of the sheath
You see him
and then
take it,
present it.
slowly weights it in his hand.
But instead of the moon, could you do more like mermaids and sirens?
That shouldn't be too difficult to
A
know.
mermaid as your hilt.
Let's do a mermaid as my hilt.
Like the fins at the top where the blade comes in, and then you have the scales coming down, and when it curves, it's the lady. Yeah, that would be pretty badass.
Yeah, I actually like that quite a lot. Do a mermaid for the hilt. No, I can even add some gold onto that to make it more fancy.
Yeah, I'd say for something detailed in that, after the dagger, or after the talisman rather,
We'll throw another 5 gold on that for
yeah, say
intricate
another
work.
5 gold. I can make that very nice and detailed. So come back around 9, 10 o'clock at the latest. I'll have it done.
Fair. I'll be back around 9. So 25 gold and the talisman is yours.
All right, and you see him kind of smile and begin lighting up the forge, or not lighting up the forge, but
Yeah.
increasing the heat and beginning to pour the metal and work the mithril into it. Alrighty. What would the rest of you like to be doing?
I'm just gonna go hang out. Whatever we're gonna do, I'm just gonna hang out for the day.
All right. So you guys begin to head back to the tavern, falling with style, where you still do have a room booked. And I think that's where we'll go ahead and call it for the week, guys.
All right.
Don't get me wrong, I would like to keep playing, but it's that time. So
Yeah. Yep.
So thank you guys so much at home for watching, and great playing with you guys again, man.
See y'all later.